Welcome back to another episode of Neon Leon. How are all you vinyl idols? Finally, welcome back to another episode of Neon Leon. How are all you vital idols doing? Mad shout out to Badger's Bastards. Thank you so much for the raid. See a lot of y'all coming over. Oh man, I love that show. Badger got himself one hell of a show. So happy to be a part of it. And yeah, we're gonna make some waves with tonight's show. We got so much to talk about. So a couple of days ago, earlier this week, I think maybe late last week, I guess that covered the Mutahar situation, which was apparently dude was caught lying about his entire life's work as an engineer, and ever since all the call-outs, apparently he's made a response. I haven't seen it yet, but because I don't really want to give Mutahar the views, we're going to follow Classic Cage, one of my besties, her thoughts on the matter. Not only that, we got Donald Trump and signing an executive order about the payment processors. Is it actually going to affect everything with Steam and Collective Shout? I'm gonna be real, I don't think so, but maybe I'll be convinced by this video. We also got the Gina Carano lawsuit being settled on. I know a lot of people have various opinions on that. You may have heard some of mine on Badger's show. We're gonna go a bit more in depth, and who knows, if depending on how the night goes, we can get a whole lot wilder. But that being said, before we get into any of that, I got to acknowledge some pre-stream legends, especially this mega banger by Marty Tiberius O'Donnell, who I ain't seen around in a hot minute. So my man, it's been a minute. How are you doing? Thanks a mil. Dude, you didn't need to. Like, it truly does mean the world to me. This is a bingo, a bango, and one hell of a bongo. Like, Jesus, 20 new vital idols, which means that's 20 more of you that need to join the Discord if you haven't already. That being said, my man, you're going to get your own clip right now. It's been a while since you've been here. You might not even know this one. You get yourself a long clip. This is the horsecock.
Horse semen's great.
I'm digging horsecock.
Is your cock a horsecock? You will never hear me say it. Nay. Ooh, as I make more.
My favorite stallion I keep in my top drawer kinda goes hard though.
Cause there is no cock like horsecock. Send your asshole into shock and eat horse.
I don't know how we're going to ever top horsecock.
So yeah, thank you so much. That's what you paid for. Thank you so much, Marty, dude. You didn't need to. Truly appreciate it. You absolute fucking legend. Then we got the other lovely Piranha Pout with a 2-banger saying, "Hi, Leonidas. How you doing?" Kalika Gamer with a 5-banger. Hola, amigos. My fave crayon is green. I love the earthy flavor. I bet you do, my friend. I bet you do. No, truly, thank you very much. It is appreciated. And then last but not least, we got Piranha Pout with a 5-banger. I must retain my crown. Also, Leon needs a new PC. There is that. I definitely do need a new PC. Maybe we'll do a Griff stream to fund that because there's certain things I can't play that I just need to play. And then last but not least, Marty Tiberius O'Donnell, member for 14 months. Fucking legend, dropping the Ein Corgis. For those of you that are fans of Cowboy Bebop, you love to see it. Guys, let's see who else here. Let's see what vital idols have joined us today. Once again, we have Marty, who was first and foremost. The time scales are up in here. How you doing, time scales? Piranha Pout is here. You love to see it. Granola Grin in the house. Paul Byersmith, the IRL bestie. And yes, that does clear tier 1. We'll get to that in a moment. Tiers tonight going to be a little bit different, or at least one of them is. Let's see who else we got up in here. This is all y'all having conversations. Kalika Gamer is in the house. Philip Morgan, you love to see it. Saint Hugo, the IRL Wesker. How you doing, Saint Hugo? Sleeping Nova is here. Hail to you, Sleeping Nova. Enzo says, late in Leon. I was not late. I was still on Badger's show. Badger's show was, the time is relative. Time is a flat circle. Thank you so much. How you doing, Enzo? Let's see. We got Sleeping Nova. We got Enzo. So you guys keep chatting so much. There you go. LMA, Loomis Anonymous, say me, yody, y'all. How you doing, LMA? Granola Grin. If I haven't called him out already, I may have. I'm not even sure. Anthony Shaddix is here. Seabrew is here. Cowboys from Hell 90. Hail to you. And RIP to our boy Dimebag Daryl. Alec Baldwin's fingers in the house. How you doing, ABF? Golden Apples. QJ is here. How you doing, QJ? Alex Moore. I feel like it's been a minute since I've seen you, Alex. Truly appreciate you. Mr. Tech Rat in the house, followed by Mr. Kruger. A lot of misters. I like how formal y'all are. Let's see. Who else is there? Peepers, the titty kitty. My chat went away. I'll say it again. How's it going? Oh, your chat went. Yeah, I think there were probably a few chats that got missed. I think I saw that Bishop was here, so thank you, Bishop. Sal, the hamster on Kick. We love to see folks following on Kick. Thank you so much, Sal. Wider and a Bly, aka Wheels. Soul Assassin is in the house. Thank you so much, Soul Assassin. Sketch, unbreaded people. I'm not sure what unbreaded means. The EB. Guys, some of you, I can't spend the whole night naming names, so we're just getting right into it. First things first, I saw a couple more super things have come in. Thank you so much, Philip Morgan. Just giving the peace sign, sticking out the tongue. You love to see it. And then Corn Boy with that $2 banger, $2 super sticker. Thank you so much. I'll give you a clip as well as the other two that I forgot to give after the end of the pre-stream legends. So you know what? All y'all motherfuckers are going to need to do this after hearing what I'm about to say. Consider that preemptive repentance because, guys, before we get into the topics, we're gonna grift. And here's how we grift. Obviously, we got 3 tiers. If you've been around the show, you know this. We got 3 tiers. Tier 1, a hundo. I extend the show, and I bring you guys on to stream and celebrate with me. I don't care if you got a good mic or camera or whatnot, if you're a streamer or not a streamer. It's just nice to have conversation with folk that sometimes we get to talk to often, other times we do not. So, yeah, several of you guys already got invites on the table because you've donated. Tier 2 is the interesting one. Tier 2 is sort of in flux with how much things have been changing lately. Last week, you guys made me watch Zombievers. Well, I will let you know. I did watch Zombievers in preparation for the stream. I will say more in a moment, but my God, that was fucking terrible. So fuck all y'all, but also I'll give you more. But no, tier 2 this week, if you saw my video or the stream on or whatnot, or heard me mention on Badger Show, there is a new craze. Breast milk flavored ice cream. So if we hit tier 2, $200, I will be subjecting myself as well as cookies live to trying out the breast milk flavored ice cream. Yes, that is apparently a thing, and we'll be doing it. And Cookies doesn't know that I will be springing this on him. We'll be like, hey, what do you think of this ice cream? When he gives the opinion, I'll let him know then that it's breast milk flavored. So there's that. And then tier 3, 300, this Sunday special stream. I normally take Sundays off, but if you guys just for whatever reason can't get enough of me, we will do the Sunday stream. And then look at that. Hayden Wayne, you absolute goddamn legend. 10 Vital Idol gifted membership, 10 Words Bears memberships. Man, you make other streamers, bro, just look like clowns for doing what they do. In fact, speaking of clowns,
Leon, Moxie, are y'all niggas happy? Y'all happy? You proud of yourself? I hope you niggas is happy. Congratulations to all the new single moms on the channel, but I just hope you niggas are just so happy with what you've done.
And this is true what Paul Byersman says. We're halfway to tier 2 and we are 9 minutes in. So absolute fucking legends. I'm gonna give my thoughts real quick on Zombievers since y'all made me watch that last week. This was not even a So Bad It's Good movie. I love So Bad It's Good movies. I love B horror films, just B movies in general. Some of my favorite movies are, so bad they're good B horror films, such as Basket Case. This was not that. The titties they showed off were just like average titties. The acting was terrible. I couldn't care less about any of the characters because they were all terrible people. Like, they were all awful people except for, like, there's 2 people that are not terrible. The girl that gets cheated on and the guy that gets cheated on. And the girl that gets cheated on actually does admittedly have a pretty fucking cool transformation scene. Like, it's kind of hilarious how like weird it is for her to transform into a zombie beaver and the butt teeth come out. And then the one guy who's cheated on, he's the first to die because the zombie beavers like shoot down a tree and it falls on him. but you don't actually see it happen. You just like you hear him scream and it shows his body under the tree. So you don't even have like really any good kills aside from the dude who gets his dick bitten off by a zombie beaver. And like, yes, losing a dick during a while you have a boner. Like he's in the middle of banging this chick that he's been cheating with, right? And then they separate. Beaver comes up, bites dick, guy dies. So that's pretty interesting. So yeah, all in all, do not recommend. Zombie Beavers was a travesty. I will say it was only an hour and 17 minutes, and so that was nice. The fact that it wasn't actually super long, so I was able to pretty easily get through it. Yeah, all in all, when I said you guys put movies on the wheel that were torture that you guys want to put on there, you got your money's worth. That was absolutely torture. I was subjected to again something that I thought would be good, dumb fun, and that I would have like a fun story to come back and be like, oh, you guys, the movie wasn't this bad or that bad. No, it was awful. It was absolutely terrible. But I did watch the movie, so y'all know that I'm good for it. So we're gonna now hit these next couple supers, then we'll get into our topics proper. We got Golden Apples coming in with a 2-banger saying bingo, bango, bongo, bingo, bango, bongo indeed. Make sure y'all be using them bingo, bongo chats, the emojis in chat. I need to add more emojis. Let me know what kind of emojis you guys want to see. Melissa Lore for a 5-banger. Thoughts on video game censorship? All Disney Star Wars is trash. Andor's fake Kyle Katarn, Rogue One's fake Dark Forces. Pigs win again with Jin's lawsuit. All right. So there's a few different things here, and I will address all of them relatively quickly. But thoughts on video game censorship? Deeply against it. Here's the dealio. I do not believe. Now, when you say video game censorship, that can be taken a couple ways. For one, we got the collective shout situation, which I've been talking about in literally every single stream this past probably 2 weeks, if not more. Your payment processors should not be allowed under any circumstances to turn off your money for a legal product. I don't care what that product is. I don't care if there's moral scruples about the product. I don't care if it's rape and incest video games. I don't care if it's fucking guns. No matter what it is, they should not be able to do so. Now, my thoughts about, censorship in gaming in general, I'm anti against all forms of censorship that have to do that don't have to do with children. Like, for example, let's say about the book Genderqueer. Technically, keeping that out of schools is censoring it by definition of what censorship is. Look, I'm all right with that. We don't need to be showing fucking kids porn, but that's like more of a communal, parents have made the decision, that sort of thing. But in terms of like adults who are creatives and creating what they want to create in terms of video games, and then either getting censored or self-censoring, no, I find that to be just entirely objectionable. All Disney Star Wars is trash. I wouldn't say all Disney Star Wars. They released a couple of video games that were good games. That's about as far as I can draw the line. Skeleton Crew is all right. But yeah, there's been some good games under the Disney Star Wars moniker. Andor's fake Kyle Katarn, he absolutely is. In fact, bringing the two up into the same sentence is just is blasphemy. Rogue One is fake Dark Forces. You're absolutely correct about that as well. Pigs win again with Jin's lawsuit. I'm not sure what you mean by that in terms of like who the pigs are, whether it be Disney or whether you're using it facetiously the way that we use, like chuds. But yeah, so I don't know how to answer that one. But those are my thoughts on all the rest. And then, last but not least, fantastically, amazingly brilliant, who I've not seen in a minute. Glad to see you here. Bingo, bango, bongo. That is all. Well, bingo, bango, bongo to you as well. Alrighty. Let's get into the content proper. Starting off with something light, something easy. The first poster for Good Boy has arrived. Described as a horror movie shot from the perspective of a dog who sees its owner haunted by supernatural entities. Currently 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, has been called one of the most heartbreaking horror films of 2025. And this is it. This is Good Boy. I'm very interested in the idea of this movie. I don't know if it's out yet, or I'll have to look into it, see how to find it. But yeah, I don't know that this is a good movie, but it is definitely an interesting concept. I mean, we've talked on Tinful of Haters about how we think that me and Sammy and Cinevere all think that animals are perceptive to the supernatural. Most, there's a ghost in my house, like real life caught on camera sort of ghost videos on YouTube. 99% of them are fucking fake. That being said, the ones that get me and the ones that I do believe are the ones where it's animals reacting to shit. I've seen some that's like the humans have left for the fucking day and it's their in-house security footage. and that pets and animals are freaking out at like something that's on the couch or whatnot. Like, that's the shit I believe. Animals are perceptive of that. So taking that idea, turning it into an entire film from the dog's perspective, great concept. Absolutely great concept. Whether it works in execution remains to be seen. But I get why a lot of people are saying, well, if the dog dies, I don't want to see it. People are perceptive, have emotions about animals dying in film and in TV, and I get it. I don't feel the same unless it's birds because, I'm a bird owner, but I do get it. So yeah, easy one to start with. But now we're going to get to the content proper. So, somewhere near Gamer's Autopsy, Mutahar. Mutahar's hypocritical downfall. Now, this is from our girl, Cult Classic Cage. If you ain't subbed to Cult Classic Cage, you need to. She's a fucking gem. She's incredible. We all love Cult Classic Cage. And I, like I said last week, covered the allegations and accusations against Mutahar. That being said, I've not seen anything about his admittance of guilt or anything, so we're going to let Cassie break it down for us, and I'm going to react to it. Let's go.
Pretty much engineered, I would say, in their mind, it seems a pretty foolproof way of isolating kitties from adults. Now, I use the E word over there, and I want to just start talking a little bit. I know there's been some drama, and I want to kind of address things here really quickly. So obviously, I have been calling myself a engineer, in some cases a programmer, a cybersecurity engineer, whatever you can call it. And
as I said in my video or stream about this, I really don't care that he was doing it, even if it wasn't true, because if you're good at what you do, but you don't have the fancy degree, the fancy piece of paper to say as such, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not... There's a lot of folks that, go to college just to have the piece of paper to say, oh, look, I'm an expert in this. That being said, he also said he's an engineer for like 5 or 6 different kinds of being an engineer that are don't correlate to one another. So the dude's just full of shit. That's really what it boils down to. And if you want to lie and ruin your career, I guess go for it. That's on you, buddy.
I apparently have also been a dropout, which I don't hide. Now, obviously, me being a dropout, I don't have a degree, so I'm not a certified or licensed engineer. Now, I made a lot of videos in the past where I've taught you guys about computer safety, cybersecurity, a lot of this stuff, and I think that content stands up on its own.
Camera off. I was just taking off the overshirt. It's getting quite temperate in the studio.
And I believe it actually can be used, and people have learned from it, and I think that's great. Now, if you feel offended, if you feel wronged that I called myself an engineer while not being a degree-holding engineer, then for that, I do apologize. And
Why would you apologize for that? Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, if people on the internet, not even to say that he is right for calling himself an engineer. Again, I don't think so. I just don't care. But like, if people are upset spaghetti because he called himself an engineer when he wasn't, why would you apologize for what other people are offended on? Like, to me, that's just gay shit. Like, oh no, you're offended that I did something that doesn't affect you whatsoever. I'm sorry. Like, that's bitch made. That's pussy ass behavior.
Will denigrate myself to, I guess, programmer or a fat Indian guy that knows a bit about computers. That's what I'll leave it at. And that's pretty much all I have to say. Now, again, if you want to stick around, awesome. If you still feel wronged and this does not suffice for you, then I don't really give a fuck. Simple as that. That being said, if anything else comes out of this, whether there be some legal stuff, then I'll just let lawyers handle it and we'll call it at that. But that being said,
so he says if anything comes out of this, he'll let lawyers handle it. Look, again, while it's fucking retarded for him to have lied about this, who would be so bitch made in beta to like sue a YouTuber over saying something he wasn't? I don't know what. Look, I'm not familiar with Mutahar's content. The only time I've seen Mutahar's content was when he was doing stuff with other creators I like, such as Nuxtaku, for example. I've seen Asmongold react to a few of his videos. So I don't know much about Mutahar aside from he's been really wishy-washy on certain, free speech issues or about, censorship issues, gaming, stuff like that. So I don't even really have a dog in this fight.
I want to move forward, and that's pretty much the engineered response that I had to give.
So that's it. That's all we get after years upon years of essentially lying to your audience as well as lying to millions upon millions of viewers you've had over the course of all these years. It's well, yeah, my bad. Sorry for not, actually being what I was saying I was, and also multiple other lies that I didn't even address in this video in like what, a minute.
There we go. Cassie is 100% correct about this part. The multiple of the lies. Like, Mutahar has been caught lying about other shit, and if not lying, being like skeevy and being a bad friend. Like, example, like his falling out with Nux Taku. He that was so beta and bitch made, not backing your friends, not standing by their side, shit like that. I'll admit that the title of the video was clever as shit. Post Nux clarity, like that's pretty good. But yeah, so I think all those are far worse than whether he is an actual engineer or not.
Or so. And if you don't accept the apology, well, I don't give a fuck, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, my lawyer's over there too, by the way, just making sure that to clarify this, indirectly, just in case some bullshit happens to come up. That's all we get. And mind you, I've watched Mutahar for years. I don't watch, now to clarify, I don't watch as many content creators as avidly as I used to because I make YouTube content now, right? I've been a YouTuber, content creator, I guess you could say, for years, about 4 years, give or take. And so upon doing YouTube as a creator myself, it's one of those things where I handle what I promise you guys, and I kind of, I'll watch streamers and videos from certain people I like here and there. And
to be fair, I'm with Cass on this one. Like, before I was a content creator, quote unquote, I watched all the big name people, and I loved all the big name people. People, your Friday Night Tights, Geeks and Gamers. And to be fair, there are still some big name YouTubers I watch, such as Asmongold. But it's very much not the case anymore. Now I watch, if I want culture war stuff, which I rarely do because I make culture war content. But if I want culture war stuff, I'm watching my friends. I'm watching Cass, or I'm watching Hypno. I'm watching Smash, or I'm watching Atreus. Like, because it's more fulfilling, in my opinion, to watch people who I know are still in it for the love of the game. People I've got these connections with. So I don't watch near as many large content creators, like, by a long shot. I'm 100% in agreement with it on that one.
And I'll go support some of the homies that I fuck with. But for the most part, I kind of just turn YouTube off now because it's just kind of tiring doing what is essentially, throwing all this time into it to adhere to my obligations and carry out what I want to do as a content creator. That takes a lot of time.
See, and I agree with her here as well. Like, nowadays, my YouTube is I almost never watch regular TV unless I have to watch a show for like a stream or something I'm doing. YouTube is my go-to, like, what I turn on. Now, sometimes if I'm gonna be gaming, I'm putting like top 10 unsolved mysteries, and it's like fucking true crime shit or whatnot, or it's a Ocarina of Time retrospective. Most of the stuff I put on is long form content I can do while multitasking, or if I'm doing like some editing or whatnot. I don't want something that's like heavy on audio because I need to be able to hear what I'm editing, but I'll do like lo-fi stuff. So once again, I watch a lot of YouTube. Almost all my time is spent on YouTube. Even when I'm not actively streaming making videos, YouTube is on and I'm listening to it while I'm multitasking. That is just the new TV for me.
Time, right? And so I don't watch Mutahar, some ordinary gamers as much as I used to, but I would tune in for video here and there. And there's a lot of other content creators that I don't watch nearly as much as I used to. And it's not even because they're bad. Like, shout out to Bithead 1000. He's still the fucking GOAT. All right. But I can't watch his videos the way I used to. It used to be fun to sit down and watch this older guy fucking bitch about his annoying Dominican wife and his fucking kid and then play a retro game, but and shout out to him, man. He's fucking awesome, but I can't watch him nearly as much as I used to, unfortunately. And many other creators that unfortunately foundered at. But, it's one of those things where as a YouTuber and as a streamer for multiple years, as a content creator, I'm watching a ton of creators at this point that I've watched for years, or I've put a reasonable amount of time into their content.
She might say she's watched them like go through scandals or crash out or fall off, because I've noticed that for sure. There has definitely been like an inordinate amount of creators that like we grew up with or whatnot just hardcore fall off or crash out, or shit, some of them getting like scandals they cannot, like, dude, remember back in the day when Review Tech USA actually reviewed fucking tech? Because I remember, and then the dude just, it all started with his quartering crash out, and the dude was never the same again, and I never watched him again.
Just get fucking exposed, and it's ugly. And Mutahar here is just, dude, it was crazy hearing, pirate software. I would at work, sometimes it'd be, be like 4 a.m. He'd go live and I'm not doing anything, but I want something in the background. So, hey, put on pirate software. He's live right now talking about, bullshit that's going on and playing a game, whatever have you. Dude is a huge fucking fraud and a weirdo and a pig, an absolute fucking pig. It's just crazy. And now watching some ordinary gamers as well, be.
I will say, Pirate Software was one that I never watched. I was familiar with his content because I would watch Asmongold react to his content, and that was it. And even then, like, I don't know, the dude never really sat well with me. I disagree with him on a lot of shit. So yeah, I was never a big Pirate Software fan. Same with Rev Says Des. Like, I don't watch his content whatsoever, but I do watch other people react to his content. So,
comes out that homie wasn't really, an engineer. Oh man, it's just so wild to me to really just I questioned years ago, like, what do I have to offer? What is my angle going into doing YouTube when I was first thinking about it, right? And for me,
bro, I don't know what her angle was going in. She's about to tell us, but I'll tell you, Cassie is the very first person on this platform that, like, quote unquote, discovered me. She was the first person, the first other peer YouTuber, content creator, before we were friends, like when we were just, I guess, colleagues, but she was so much further above me and still is in so many regards. Like, found my channel when I was small, fucking tiny. Frankly, didn't even know that Cassie was a girl. The channel is Cult Classic Cage. Obviously Cass looking like what Cass looks like. I was like, I don't know who this dude is, but he just reached out to me and commented on a video, and like he does his own YouTube stuff. I want to check that out. And for the 2.5 years, almost 3 years, I've known Cass for like, I think 3 years in December. And Cass has never changed. Like, I can, as someone that has known her behind the scenes for damn near 3 years now, she is the same now as she was then. Well, like, truly just an authentic, genuine motherfucker. I adore this broad.
Angle that I thought was modest, but I thought was important, was I'm just the regular average gamer, regular average fucking Joe that, I played video games for a long time. I have a lot of long-term insight into gaming. I've kept up with the industry for the past, decade pretty autistically and whatnot. A little more than just a decade, mind you, but generally speaking, that's how, I've been keeping up with the industry for a long time. And it's just a regular average person's perspective that's viewing what's going on and throwing my thoughts out there, but also wanting to hear your thoughts so that we could share a conversation together. That's how I.
And again, she still does this. Like Cass never really, of course she can, was in the culture war and still is to an extent because, it's everywhere. But like, Cass was great that, like, if there wasn't some fucking drama going down in gaming, culture war related, she wasn't going out of her way to find something so that she could get a video out. She never did that before. She doesn't do that now. When shit happens that affects her or that she finds interesting, she makes a video on. And it's not even always like, woke this, woke that. Like, that's what it was for a while because everything was fucking woke for a while. But more often than not, in the last year and a half, her stuff has just been like, oh, here's an issue with, anti-consumerist practices. Here's an issue with, fake gamers that taking over the scene, and it's got nothing to do with the culture war. Again, can't glaze this bitch enough.
Always, that's how my angle was, right? You can go read the description in my YouTube bio, right? It's so simple, but I think that a lot of people connect to it because I don't try to pretend to be something I'm not. I tell you guys, I work a bullshit job that I genuinely enjoy, right? And I come home, I'm a homebody. I take care of my responsibilities and family, friends.
Nah. Don't let this bitch fool you. She ain't a homebody. She out there partying. She went to the clubs. I seen it. I'm fucking joking. Aside from going to the movies now and again, she's an absolute homebody.
And I'm gaming, right? Whenever I possibly can, right? And I feel like my biggest struggle is not always having all the time in the world to play video games, but I do absolutely try. And I feel like so many other people connect to that. And just crazy. The crazy thing is, I used to look up at all these, streamers and content creators. Like they got so much more going on, and despite that, I never took it for granted that a lot of people, even despite all these bigger content creators that boast that they're all this and that and all this fucking shit, right? I didn't take it for granted that my viewers wanted to watch me.
So when she says all these content creators that are bigger and badder and whatnot, relating this to the Mutahar stuff, that was my biggest issue with Mutahar. My biggest issue with Mutahar is he would say incessantly, YouTube is not his main job. YouTube is not his main source of income. Dude, when you got over 3 million subs, which this motherfucker had, YouTube's your main job. Just be honest about it. Like, I was saying this when I was doing the reaction to the the Mutahar exposed video or whatnot. There's nothing wrong with being a YouTuber for a fucking living. That's what I do, and I'm happy doing it. Like, I'm no goddamn Mutahar, Asmongold, or anything like that, but I'm able to make a decent living doing it. I'm very happy with it. And there's no shame in it. So don't lie and say it's not your main bag and act like you're almost ashamed of being a content creator. It's fine.
Stuff, fucking nobody that just wants to talk about video games, my positives, my negatives, my thoughts, my concerns, and they want to have a conversation with me about gaming of all people when you can go watch some ordinary gamers or go watch pirate software. I never took that for granted because there's so many people that were all these things, and then when you come to find out they were just full of shit the whole time, right? Or being dishonest in some way that really does hurt their credibility. It's so weird and mind-blowing to me. And I think the one thing I want to say to people is, bro, don't ever be discouraged by what you think you're not. You know what I mean? Like I looked at all these people and I'm like, I'm not this, I'm not that, but I'm still going to do this because I think it's needed. I think, I just want to be the honest average gamer that gives you my perspective in the gaming space.
She's being real humble. She ain't just an honest average gamer. She is straight savage, bro. Cassie's entire existence off of YouTube is eviscerating motherfuckers on X. There's nothing average about her fucking insult game. She is a mad lass.
Base, right? And I didn't know for certain if that would ever amount to anything. But I threw my hat in the ring and I was pretty dedicated, and I still am very much dedicated. And as time goes on, I'm seeing these people just be completely full of shit or just dishonest to the point where it's like, fuck, like, like I don't even know how to put it. I'm just, honestly, I'm not, you guys know that I don't really have scripts when I speak. I'm just.
See, she says when there's people out there like dishonest, when they're like, fuck. That doesn't usually happen with me with YouTubers when they fall off, unless it's for like something verifiably egregious. Like they actually committed a crime or they actually did some morally abhorrent act. And even then, it doesn't usually bother me unless they've been on a pulpit that they're against it or anything. Like let's say you got someone that's always like, talking mad trash on dudes because, the sexual assault and whatnot. Then they're, well, I guess that wouldn't be someone I watch because I'd be a fucking male feminist. But the point is, if Asmongold tomorrow was like, arrested for, or maybe not arrested, but like was improved to be like sexually assaulting people or harassing whatnot, I'd be like, oh fuck, that one hurts. That's a bummer. But like if somebody that I've been watching for several years, let's say Angry Video Game Nerd, if it came out tomorrow that like Angry Video Game Nerd doesn't actually never play video games in his spare time, he was a character the whole fucking time, this whole thing was a fucking 15-year lie or whatnot, I'd be like, that sucks, and just move on. It wouldn't really bother me.
Thinking, and it's crazy to come to terms with the fact that all these people that I thought were better than me aren't, just because they can't be fucking honest. Look, and I'm not like bragging and I'm not pretending that I'm, somehow I'm almighty, you know, I'm nobody. I'm nobody, but I'm here to
Yeah, like the
give you
ABT
guys
and
my
all are really
genuine
angry.
takes on
Exactly.
what I see,
What up, Leonard?
and just to see all these people crumble because they simply can't just be humble or be honest or, you know, take a joke or say that they're wrong and just try to meet people halfway. Like so many like content creators literally cratering just because they can't meet a certain situation halfway. It is so wild to me, and I think this year has been
Fantastically amazing, brilliant, you fucking mad lad. 20 Vital Idol gifted memberships. You are definitely fantastically amazing and brilliant. Look at that. Like, do I even have? Do I got another long clip? Because you definitely absolutely deserve a long clip for that. Give me a moment here. Let's see. You know what? I don't, but I will give you. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna play you two clips. I've got two because definitely deserve. We got this one that's it's a bit longer. And then I'll give you an ABF one because you out here pulling some ABF shit. So first things first, we're gonna give you the 18 inches clip.
I'm loving it again. The game would absolutely get a pretty high score from me.
How many bananas?
A solid 8.5 incher for sure.
That's I didn't what? No.
And wouldn't it be nice to live together?
And then this is for you pulling out some straight up ABF shit.
Who is this guy?
He is much more impressive than the hedgehog I fought previously.
Dude, I'm standing right here.
And yes, Paul is correct. Tier 2 cleared. We are damn near past halfway to Tier 3 as well. So look at all you fucking legends. Thank you so much. If you got hit with the super chat with the gifty, make sure to join the Discord. If the link needs updated, I will do it afterwards. And yeah, I know. Trust me, I'll feel you there. But again, I cannot say thank you enough. Again, truly, thank you very much. Amazingly, amazingly, fantastically, amazing, brilliant. I kept wanting to say amazingly, giftedly brilliant. It's like that's not right, but my fucking tongue. All right, we're good. Where are we at? Right, Cassie. Y'all frazzle my brain with all this love. Again, I truly appreciate it.
something else. And I think a lot of us are like taking a step back. Like, what have people done to themselves and how, how tiny their egos really are to lie about shit like they're lying about? Like, Mutahar, what the fuck was the point in all that? Like, I think it would be even more insane. And look, I'm not here to say that Mutahar doesn't know shit. The dude is really, really fucking knowledgeable. I'm not here to take away from.
And that's why him calling himself an engineer when he's not an engineer, that doesn't bother me. Like, again, like people were saying in the comments earlier, like Melissa Laura was saying, I hold the same opinion. Having a fucking piece of paper, having a fancy degree, that doesn't mean shit. I want to know, can you do shit? Like, that's if you're gonna come to me, if I'm gonna hire someone, I'm gonna hire someone with experience, whether or not they have a degree, versus someone has a degree but they've never fucking worked the career before. And what does the piece of paper matter? It just shows me you're able to sit down in class and follow orders like a good little fucking puppet. I don't care about that. I don't want that. If Serranos might be the only one here. I didn't see Jake Martin, or I haven't seen Dax tonight, and that's kind of worrisome. I'll have to check him. Lying is what low self-esteem people do. I used to lie about everything when I was a teenager. Yeah, and I think that's something like teenagers and kids want to do. And I was the same way when I was a teenager, mainly because I was afraid that like my dad would beat the ever living shit out of me. So I lied. But like, yeah, no, it's very true. And until you're comfortable with yourself or who you are or whatnot, you're not gonna be honest. I think you're entirely correct, Cyberchud.
What he says or what he does or, whatever have you, right? But like, I think it would have been more insane that he just came off as some ordinary gamer that knew all this shit instead of being like, well, I'm an engineer. Well, I'm an engineer. So like, you guys should pay more attention to what I have to say because I'm an engineer. And
he might just
it's
be
just
sleeping.
so weird and disappointing and fucking pathetic. Like, you could have just been like, yeah, I'm just your average fucking nobody that knows all this stuff. Like I was bringing up an example, Bithead 1000. The dude literally is just your average fucking like your average guy from New York, and he knows all an abundance of different things,
Oh,
and he
of
could
course,
give you
yeah.
all this insight and random knowledge about so much stuff. That's like, bro, how do you know all this shit? And it's not, and like the topics that he talks about and is knowledgeable about is so vast. And I
Well, and I think that was the appeal of his content, and maybe still is. Again, I don't know because I'm not really a Some Ordinary Gamers viewer, but he was a variety YouTuber effectively. Like, yeah, his name was Some Ordinary Gamers. There's a lot of gaming content in there. But beyond that, there was stuff about tech. There's stuff about, the dark web. There's just general cultural drama. I mean, people were tuning in not before people were tuning in maybe initially like most people do, which is for whatever you're covering. Like my Melanie Mac video did really well. I'm sure that there was many a person in there because it got me several new subs. So that means that a lot of those views are probably coming from people that weren't familiar with me. They were coming because of the topic. And that's how a lot of viewers are. They'll click on a random video because it's a topic they want to hear about. But the people that keep coming back, eventually they keep coming back because they want to hear from you, not necessarily what you're covering. Like, I'm sure there's been times where I've covered something where you guys don't give a fuck about what it is. You're just there because you want to hear my thoughts. I know I do that with Cassie or with Hypno. It's like dude, when Hypno covers anything related to gacha games, not that he does it often, but I've seen him do it. I don't give a fuck about gacha games. I never played gacha game in my life. I just want to check out what Hypno has to say.
look up to that even more because you're just a regular guy. Like anybody could be that guy, preferably not as miserable,
That too.
but anybody could be that guy. Like anybody that's watching this, any of you guys could be me. You guys are me. Like I'm nobody special. I'm not here to pretend that I'm somebody special so that maybe you'll pay more attention to me. No, I want you guys.
The only one in our group that's special, like when that's our group, like the only one in SNH that's special is Smash JT. And that's not the positive kind of special. It's sort of more the like, hey, I'm a real gamer, guys, sort of special. Love you, Smash.
To like me for me, not for something that I'm boasting about or pretending to be. Like I constantly say all the time, I'm just a regular average gamer brat that wants to keep fucking, gaming culture.
Genshin Impact stream win, Leon. Again, I've never played a gacha game. I do have Persona Phantom X or whatever the new Persona 5 gacha game is downloaded. I have not played it yet because I heard it has some major issues with its Western release. I was waiting for an update as to whether or not those have cleared up. I don't know if they ever will. You guys be interested in me doing, I guess, Genshin or again, the Phantom, the Persona game. I would do it. Persona Phantom X sucks. Damn, that blows. But yeah, no, I would do stuff like that on my gaming channel. I wouldn't do it on this channel. I would do it on my new gaming channel I started a couple weeks ago. I just don't know if people are interested in that. Again, I've never played a gacha game, so I don't really know.
Alive from the toxicity to, just the gaming knowledge that I do have, just the experiences that I've had growing up, being a fan for gaming for as long as I have.
I'm actually going to roll with something Sal said here. You got me by acknowledging something I said in Badger's chat. So that's, at the end of the day, if you don't want to interact with folks, and this isn't me. This is like just all streamers out there. Cassie's great about this. Hypno's great about this during his solo streams. This is not really on it's not that he's bad about on SNH, but like it's just much harder on SNH. You have a massive panel and whatnot. But if you're going to live stream, at least my thought process is it should be to interact with your audience. Like they're there watching you live. They could, like, I would never watch FNT live, even back before I was a YouTuber. I would always catch the replay. Because there was no incentive for me to watch it live. But at the end of the day, when you are the creator, the reason to live stream is so that you can talk in real time with your chat. There's a difference between like seeing a comment from someone that you don't know if they're a regular viewer or not. You could just be posting something, you respond to it. But seeing you guys in here week after week or whatnot, it creates a sort of like a sense of community. And it's like whether I'm running the stream, it's on my channel, or if I'm a guest on whether it be SNH or Film Comics Explained, Badger Show, like it want to try to interact with the chat, whether it be responding to them if other people are typing or like, hey, yo, this chat said this, use it. Also, you guys can, chat members can oftentimes give off great incentives for jumping off points for other topics. Like Honestly, what Sal the Hamster just did. Like, I wouldn't have even thought to bring that up based on anything Cassie was saying, but I stopped the video and be like, oh, that gives me a thought. And it created a new tangent for this content. It's like, oh yeah, I wouldn't have even thought to bring that up. So I mean, I hope that you guys watching, whether it be my show or anyone's show, never underestimate that what you guys say in chat can literally lead to a whole new topic of almost guiding the stream in a sense.
Of like that's all I'm really
There's
here
that
for.
too,
I'm here
right,
to
Werewolf. Yeah.
chop it up with you guys, talk my little shit, to have fun with it. And I don't know, man. I feel like people can make something out of YouTube that's valuable just by being themselves, right? Being
I agree with the
competent
statement.
at what you're producing, right?
All right, I ain't gonna agree with this, Soul Assassin. I've definitely seen some of y'all motherfuckers in chat be wrong. But it's always valuable even when it's wrong. What Thomas Assassin would say, I found 1,000 ways not to make a light bulb. We'll go with that. I'll meet you in the middle there.
Right? Like having decent microphone quality and having, a at least somewhat decent, reasonable setup, right? But after that, it's like, dude, it really doesn't take much to make something that you find beautiful about YouTube or content creating. Or like for me, it's like, dude, I want to build a community that nobody can break apart, right? Like that's what I want. I want a community of people that can gather.
That's interesting. I want to build a community that no one can break apart. And that's where Mutahar fucked up. Because the only person that can break apart your community, assuming that you've built a strong one on the real you and authenticity and whatnot, is yourself. Like, Mutahar's community is now fractured. I would assume, I'm not sure, but I would assume his community is now fractured. Not because of something that somebody inside community did, but because of himself, his own actions, maybe the lies being exposed about him, or maybe it was the way that he decided to address them. But like, that's the point, is that it was only they can break up their own community. As a sous chef working in restaurant business, people who are drinking are wrong lots. There's that too, definitely. As someone who, I've never been a sous chef, but as someone who loves cooking is my favorite hobby, but also as somebody that, loves drinking. Trust me, I've been wrong plenty of times when drinking. In fact, it happens quite a bit that I'm wrong when drinking. All right, let's keep going. You were right about Muda. I feel like a lot of people probably were. Yeah.
Together to talk about whatever they're into and not be in fear that their space is going to be taken away. Like, I feel like that's the big.
This is an interesting thing. I won't stay on this long because it doesn't really have anything in common with what Cassie's talking about, but can the same be said now about Trump and MAGA over Epstein? Yes and no. So when you say MAGA, if you mean politicians in the MAGA movement, I would agree with you. But MAGA isn't just the politicians. It's an idea. And every single MAGA person I know that's just a regular ass civilian, regular ass person on the ground, normal person who calls himself MAGA did not take Trump's side on that shit. They were not like, okay, let's forget it because Trump said it, forget it. So, what are the odds that we're talking Epstein and that shit goes down? Am I right? Okay, it looks like I'm back now. It looks like everything's still working. Oh, that was awful strange. All right, let's see. All right, we're back. Lost. Oh man, that's rough. No, the internet was still here. My computer just randomly restarted. Like I didn't do anything. Oh man, it didn't fuck up my. Hold on a sec. Let me make sure it didn't fuck up my visuals. It sure did. Hold on a sec, guys. All right. Okay. To set the propaganda, put by the ministry. Yeah, we're talking about that. Hey, thank you for the welcome back. That was missed. It wasn't a Windows update either. Yeah, there we go. Give me some Slim Shady references. Yeah, dude, that was strange, man. I'm gonna have to make sure so much stuff is operational. All right. Okay. Did save the progress? It did save the progress of Cassie's video. All right. Well, I will continue what I was saying with that chat real quick from Granola Grin. I lost it, but I was almost done. Point is, regular ass people were that were MAGA were diehard against Trump for all of that, and so yeah, I don't know if it's fair to say that. Downloading all 3 Lord of the Rings movies at the 4K at the same time. Yeah, dude, for real. If a dot at any point, like if a red dot laser sight appears on my head at any point, y'all need to let me the fuck know. And yes, thank you. Nice save. Yeah, unlike certain other people that Zach streams with, my stream didn't actually full on end. It was just delayed. Tell Cookies get on his ass back at the hamster wheel to keep pounding the app. Nice. No, I didn't press anything. I literally had my hand on my vape and on my mouse. Like that's how whenever you guys see me not talking my hands, odds are it's because they're like this. Like that's Mutahar, the engineers sniped the stream. And then my cat was sitting right next to me off camera, so it wasn't him. But anyway, back to Cassie's video. What a vibe killer. I'm sorry, guys.
Or content creating, or like for me, it's like, dude, I want to build a community that nobody can break apart, right? Like that's what I want. I want a community of people that can gather together to talk about whatever they're into and not be in fear that their space is going to be taken away. Like, I feel like that's the biggest struggle in gaming the past 15 years is that all these fucking weirdos that were never fans of gaming to begin with infiltrated our spaces and they want to destroy our spaces and say
she is 100% correct about this, mind you. She's like that is why the quote unquote anti-woke movement even started. There was no real such thing as anti-woke when the original Gamergate went down. You could call the original Gamergate as an anti-woke movement, which it was, but that wasn't even a term yet. Like we all referred to those morons as SJWs, and we were able to see the deception from the get-go. Now, were there people probably calling out that stuff before Gamergate? I'm sure they were, but I would consider Gamergate to be like the first instance of a mainstream event like that calling it out. Also, apparently some supers came in while I was gone, and then one just came in just now. So, FWC for a 2-banger, free on Leon. Am I right? Free on Leon. That's good. I like that. And then Peepers the 5-banger. Oh yeah, Mage Speech, aka Mage Wolf, and I are married. Cindy was the priest, and affectionate it. And affectionate it. I don't think that's the word you're trying to use. But either way, very interesting lore dump. Somebody who keeps the lore Bible, add it to the lore Bible. Speaking of Cindy, here's y'all's clip.
I know now that it could never work between us. Not because you're a rabbit, but because you're black.
Oh, look! The best mod in the whole damn land is here. Late, but here. Appreciate you, Dax. All right, let's keep going.
that our spaces aren't allowed because we're somehow bad, when it's like gaming and gamers have always been this way. Like, you are the outsiders, you are the weirdos, get the fuck out if you don't like it. You're not here to control our space, you're not here to tell us what to do. This is what the hobby has always been. Either you can adapt to it or you can get to fucking step in, right? That's how, like, that's what I want to create. I want us to have a space where we don't have to worry about, losing it, because I've lost a lot of things, in terms of gaming habits and what we were used to and what we had fun with. The different layers of gaming are slowly being peeled away and sanitized by a bunch of weirdos in the space. And I feel like that little thing, that little thing that does inspire me, connects to so many people. And, forget, the subscribers, the views, the super chats, the fucking memberships. Like, that's like, that's
I get what she's saying, but don't forget those. They're very important. No, I'm joking. Go on. Yes.
one thing. It's nice to have those things. It makes you feel like your time, was put towards something and whatnot. But like, the true beauty of what you create is this community of people that you have a connection with, these friends that you make, or these people that want to hang out with you just because you are who you are. Like, I feel like Mutahar, some ordinary gamers started out that way by having the username Some Ordinary Gamers. Like, I feel like that was what he wanted, but then became something that he isn't. Or,
well, to be fair, two things can be true. Like, you can be an ordinary gamer while also still having, like let's pretend for a moment he did have some major high-profile job as an engineer, right? You could be an ordinary gamer while also having, a high-paying job, or a rather extravagant life, or not being, quote unquote, just ordinary in every other respect. So yeah, I don't know that him not being an engineer and him lying about being an engineer necessarily correlate to the idea of him not also being an ordinary gamer.
was trying to increase his presence by giving himself this title that it's like, you didn't even need that. And I feel like so many people are doing this more than ever before, and I felt like those people were better than me. And I've come to the
Yeah, and yes, I agree with that. I mean, to be fair, censorship has always existed by people on either side of the extremes. The right wanted to ban Marilyn Manson back in the day, or even before that, wanted to ban fucking hair metal. The left wants to ban everything. Like, yeah, the ban happy comes from those on either extreme point, because that's how they gain control. Like, that's it's always a control factor. And when you're on either side of the extremes, either way, you want the same thing, which is control.
conclusion that they're not. They're just like me, except they can't be fucking honest. Except they lose sight of themselves. They I don't know, their egos are just fucking so insane. And it's like, yeah, I definitely don't want to be any
You're
of
a
that.
mad lad.
And watching all this stuff, like, honestly, what fucked Mutahar was that Sonichu medallion. First and foremost, putting that on was a disaster.
She right, though. She is entirely correct. Dude, look, I don't care how y'all feel about curses and shit, right? Maybe y'all don't believe in the supernatural. Maybe you a skeptic. Ain't ever been a fucking creator that's ever put on that Sonichu medallion and their career has, and sometimes their entire fucking life, been altered irreparably in a negative way. Like, dude, I know that correlation is not causation, but I'm gonna be real. In this instance, I think correlation is causation. That Sonichu medallion, straight up, dude. Y'all ever see me at a con or something, and even as a joke, you approach me with Sonichu medallion? I ain't being fucking like nice guy Leon. Oh, so happy to meet you. I'm glad you're a viewer. Nah, get the fuck away from me, dude. Someone goes close to me with Sonichu medallion. Your boy gonna go fucking ape shit. I'm gonna run the other way. And Darkside Phil is, look, his time will come. Darkside Phil is a slow burn. Slow burn. Do we get, there we go. Enzo came in with a 5-banger. What's the difference between love, lust, and showing off? Spit, swallow, gargle. That's All right, you know what? I can appreciate it, but even so,
Stop it. Get some help.
all right, back to what Cat. I'm sure she was going to say something more insightful than just the Sonichu medallion, but she is correct there.
Faster ensuing. That Sonichu medallion is literally like you touch it, you're screwed. Socially, you're it's over, right? At some point, you will bite the bullet, right? When you wear that thing. So first and foremost, once he put that on, everyone, laughed at it. Everyone thought like, yo, he's cooked as a joke. It turns out, I guess it's not a joke. It's not a joke at all. And going from there, watching him hanging out with these upper echelon of streamers that think that they're hot shit. Meanwhile, you guys are just a bunch of bums. Like, that's really what you guys are. You're just a bunch of bums that think that you're important, and you're just a bunch of clout chasing losers that are one step away from.
Cassie, this is where I gotta call her out. You should have named names, bro. Cassie, you should have named names. If y'all think motherfuckers are out there being clout chasing losers, which I agree with, by the way, but I'll name some motherfucking names. Endymion, clout chasing loser. JDA, we all know clout chasing loser. Speaking of clout chasing losers, for example, Bingo Bango Bongo, Melissa Lord for a 2-banger, thank you so much. Agreed. Melanie Mack, clout chasing loser. Yeah, insufferable. Completely agree. So yeah, dude, you want to call people clout chasing losers? I'm all for it, Cass. Name some fucking names.
Falling right off the mountain. That's all you are. Right? This is one big, sloppy, disastrous mountain full of a bunch of people that really, we're all just a bunch of nobodies talking shit with an internet connection. That's it, right? But all these.
Bro, I would die. I would love, my life would be complete if we could get Hassan putting on a Sonichu medallion in the middle of a fucking live stream. Life fucking complete, bro. And then we got Tribal Chief Gandor calling Link a clout chasing loser.
People, he was hanging out with all these people that think they're a bunch of somebodies, right? And, homie was bragging for a long time. But what really kind of just opened my eyes personally to Mutahar was when he threw his boy Nuxanar under the bus. Like, weird shit.
Yo, based Cass for calling out the Nux drama. I mentioned it earlier. Yes, that was like, again, while I didn't watch his content or anything prior to that, unless he was collabing with YouTubers I liked, it's not like I hated the guy or anything. That was some sickening shit, though, the way he did Nux.
It came out about them. And he was just like, yeah, I'm just going to throw this guy under the bus. Turns out dude was completely full of shit. And then when he deleted his video talking about it, it's like, well, you're guilty. It's just crazy. That event that transpired, and really then the Switch 2 event where he was just like, yeah, don't buy this thing, don't support this thing, just for him to turn around and buy it and then pull out this little.
All right, guys, I want to finish the video, and we will, but I have to let the cat out. He's been begging at the door. One sec. All right, we back. I was trying to get to the end of this segment, but man, VV was being needy. All right, we good. Let's keep going.
Half-ass video. Just being like, yeah, I fucked up. I did what I did. But I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Like, bro, just do what you want to do. Like, why did you? Like, I was honest with you guys at first when I said, and I was honest the whole way through, but at first I was genuinely excited for the Switch 2. And I was telling you guys I was going to buy it. Look, there's some things that I think are positive about the system and some things that I think that are negative. I'm going to buy it and see what happens and let you guys know the genuine, honest, mindset from me on what I think about the system. But then more information came out and I was like, guys, I'm not even hyped for it anymore. Like, you know what I mean?
I get what you're saying completely. Like, people would call me Nintendo shill and whatnot, and I actually still I don't have a Switch 2, but I wasn't gonna buy one on launch anyway because there was no hype there for me, and the hype wasn't because of bad anti-consumer practices or whatnot. I feel like I was very fair when talking about the Switch. I mean, I know that me and Fake Wizard had it out, and we've had a lot of conversations about it on SNH and whatnot, but like, the reason that there's no hype for the Switch 2 was I didn't care about any of the launch games. They could do all that, and I've been honest with you guys from the jump. They could do all that anti-consumer bullshit, but the fucking games were good. Shit, I was gonna buy it, but there aren't any. Guess what? When a new mainline Zelda game comes out, yeah, I'm buying a Switch 2. Absolutely.
Like I've been hyped for stuff, and I went all in on stuff, and I ended up getting burned. And I think that a lot of us we're entitled to giving certain things a try, even if we're unsure, or even if the stakes are high, or there's a chance that we'll get burned. Like, we only live one time. You know what I mean? Like, I'll move hard to say, look, I'm gonna get in and let you guys know how I feel about it. I might get burned on it, but we'll see what happens, right? Instead, he's tries to be this guy that's like, yeah.
I don't think Melanie Mac believes what she says. At least I'm not 100% convinced she does. But again, y'all want my thoughts on it, just watch my video. I'll just put it like that. Like, I did a whole ass hour video on it. You'll get all of my thoughts by the end of that shit.
You should listen to my opinion. Don't buy this thing. This is really bad. And just end up getting it. It's like, bro, just be normal. Stop thinking you're an authority figure or somebody that is to be looked up to. Like, that's your first mistake, right? I tell everybody, look, I ain't shit. I'm nobody, right? I'm just a regular average person. I'm not pretending to be special or that you should listen to me. And like, I'm none of that stuff. I'm just, if anything, I tell you guys that I ain't shit. Like, I've said it so many times, guys, I ain't shit, bro. And I really mean that, not in a self-deprecating way, in a way that means like I tell you guys I'm not shit because there's no pressure on me by having that position, right? There's no pressure on me to pretend to be something I'm not. I'm telling you guys, I ain't shit. I'm just here to be here and to talk about things from an honest, genuine perspective. And whether you guys agree with me or not is your decision.
Bro, that's another name I'd call out. Andy Pants. I've seen one Andy Pants gaming video my entire life, and that was enough for me to be like, yup, the dude's a grifter. Dude's a fake. This dude is an absolute fraud. Yeah, again, like when I was saying earlier, cast name names, I'll name names. He another one. Yo, fuck Andy Pants. He is an absolute fake.
Right? That's just how I am, but it's just just watching this dude just try to be something he's not for a while now is
My favorite
sad.
comedian.
And he got called out on it a couple of times, and I didn't think it was that serious. Like, I was annoyed with the Nuxinars thing because like you kind of came off like a bitch there, bro. And then the Nintendo Switch 2 thing, it's like,
been waiting for a 50 banger. My man says, I absolutely was not going to buy a Switch 2. I had the same anti-consumer practices of you. I was pissed at them. Then my girlfriend won one for her birthday, which was around that time. So I set my morals aside, bought two so we could play together. And you know what? I think that's brilliant. I think that's totally fine. Like, here's the dealio. You could be as anti-consumer or not as anti-consumer, sorry, as pro-consumer, as pro, sticking to your morals as ever. But at the end of the day, happy wife, happy life. And I know you say girlfriend, but the point is, like, look, you could be as anti, free speech or as pro free speech or pro 2A or whatnot, your whole life. But then something happens to you that we're like, you got to put family first or someone you love first or whatnot. Most people are going to break their morals to put someone they love first. I know it's such an easy to throw out their example, and it's quite extreme compared to like buying a Switch 2. But like, if it comes down to it, someone's like, murder that innocent civilian or I'm going to kill your son or your daughter or your wife. Most people are going to be like, well, fucking, I don't know that bitch. Black. Like, that's just what they're going to do because people are going to do what they can to make their significant others not happy. And I ain't got no issue with that. By all fucking means. And then buying two so you guys can play together and no amount of anti-consumer practices is enough for me to justify not making memories with someone I love or whatnot. That's what it boils down to. Like, yeah, we can all say when Nintendo's doing this scummy, it's bitch made. But do you want your memories of the Switch 2 to be bitching on the internet and then live stream chats and whatnot, or would you rather those memories be all the times you and your girlfriend that would later become your wife play Mario Kart together and shit like that? So I think that's based. I very much approve of this comment right here. Let's get you a clip, my man. No, we haven't done this one yet. Let's do this one.
I can blow.
Oh, you ready to blow?
Yeah, I'm ready to blow.
Well, I'm a mushroom cloud laying motherfucker. Every time my fingers touch brain, I'm Superfly TNT. I'm the guns of the Navarone.
Thank you so much, Hayden. You didn't need to, my man. Truly appreciate it. And yes, Sarah's correct. That puts us at tier 3. I guess we're getting a Sunday special stream, boys. We're getting a Sunday special stream. You love to see it. Fantastic, amazing brilliances, and that's why things won't change. Honestly, you're correct. Like, I can't even argue. You are correct with that statement. Like, two things can be true. Things aren't going to change for reasons like what I said, people putting their emotions and stuff first. But I can also see that there's the value in putting your emotions and whatnot first. But yeah, fair enough. Can't even really argue with that.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world. It's kind of annoying that you're bullshit. You know, you're full of shit. You kind of just went back on what you said, but it wasn't like a deal breaker. But when it comes out that you've been lying, that, you know, you're an engineer for years, and then some posts come out like on Facebook that you were like baiting that you may have had cancer for sympathy. And it's like, you were holding Boogie accountable. You were fucking roasting his ass on Local Live. You tried to act like this moral figure multiple times on so many occasions. Like you are that guy. Like you're the father and everyone else is a child. Just for you to be a fucking bullshit artist. And it's like, look, yo, it's crazy how this was the dude that was grilling the hell out of Boogie for lying about cancer, that desperate slob that he is, right? And he deserved the smoke.
To be fair, not all lies are equal. I'll be real. Not all lies are equal. Like, lying about having cancer is a totally different lie than, like, saying you're not going to buy a Switch 2, then you buy a Switch 2, or saying you're an engineer when you're not an engineer. I would not say the two are the same at all.
But I see people saying like, yo, bro, I don't care if Mutahar lied about being an engineer. He's still that guy. And it's like, but you cared about all these other things. What are you talking about, my guy? And don't even get me started with the people that the streamers or the content creators that was like, yeah, I knew that dude was bullshit from the jump, but they gave zero insight.
Nobody tell Cookies about tier 2. We hit tier 2. We're going to make good on it. Cookie's going to be involved in it, and he doesn't know. No one tell him what it is. Just making sure want to make sure y'all know.
Prior to that, you didn't warn anybody. You didn't say it on any social media. You didn't give any prior thought process to do. Oh, you knew the whole time that the dude was full of shit. Sure, buddy. Sure. And I see this so many fucking times. Like, why can't you just admit that either you didn't care about the dude, which is completely fine, right? There's certain streamers that I never gave a fuck about, will never care about. I couldn't know if they were BSing or if they were truthful or not. I just don't care, right? But for the people, it's like, yeah, I knew he was full of shit the whole time. Never would even talk about the person. Never would give insight on them being, you know, full of it prior to lead anybody to believe that they honestly do. It's like everybody's just trying so hard to be like the authority figure, the one that knows everything, so that everybody can go rush and watch their channel. Like,
I mean, she's 100% right though. Cassie's 100% right. Like, there are YouTubers out there that it does not matter if they are wrong. Like, basically, it's a lot like journalism nowadays. Honestly, it doesn't matter if you're wrong as long as you're first. And if you're first, people will inherently look at you like an authority figure. Again, because when you turn out to be wrong, oh, well, you can quietly post a retraction or whatnot, or say most people aren't going to care about that because they've already got the clout for being first. They've already got the fan base for being first, whatever it may be. Like the video I got coming out tomorrow, for example, is, the news broke on Wednesday or Thursday. I didn't really have enough material that I felt was justified in covering until earlier today. So, yeah, I mean, I think, again, Cassie's just spitting right now.
So pathetic. Like, people are always chasing, the cloud or being looked up to, and it's like, I don't want to be looked up to. Like, honestly, I'm perfectly fine being the little infantry person, just talking my shit out here, right? Like in Battlefield, I don't like driving I don't like being the leader or being the tank or flying the jet or the helicopter. I don't give a shit about any of that. I'm the little infantry person that's running around, healing people, killing people, causing trouble, wreaking havoc, encouraging other people to wreak havoc with me by healing them and getting them back into battle. Like, that's pretty much me as a social media person. This was me even before I was a YouTuber. Like, I literally brought my internet persona of me being the little, at the time, PlayStation fangirl shit talker on Twitter. I literally brought that to YouTube. Now, I since, said PlayStation is garbage with the PS5 generation, right?
And we all grow as people. See, this is proof of character development. This is the cult classic Cage lore dump character development. She knows that Sony sucks and she grew, and we all support her for it.
Generation was way better. I've changed my gaming habits, but I'm still the same prick that I've always been on Twitter, but just now on YouTube form. And it's hilarious watching some people not being able to handle that. And I think it's funny. Like, to me, this is all funny, right? But just be honest about it. You don't have to lie. You don't have to pretend to be better than someone else or that you know everything that nobody else knows. So everyone's got to go to you for information. Like, you're all full of shit. And it's okay to just be regular, right? But everyone's chasing to climb that hill so
I legit, I was about to say, and it's okay to be full of shit. We all are. Like, anyway, come on.
bad that they can't give off the perception that they're just your regular average person that happens to have a microphone talking shit from their basement or their room or wherever have you. Like, no, that's not enough, because they need to create this persona or this facade that people somehow think is worth going to. That's really what it is. And it's sad to see. It is. I don't like, honestly, watching Mutahar just try to brush it off after all of the, looking down.
Now, to Mutahar's credit, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but it is true. Just brushing it off is honestly the smart move. That's the power play, right? Like, if he makes the bigger deal someone makes of something, the bigger deal everyone else will make of it. So if you get in a scandal, or if you get in some sort of like trouble with the audience or anything like that, literally the best thing you could do is ignore it. Now, he didn't ignore it, but he did the second best thing, was be like, who cares? And then move on. And so, yeah, I mean, we could dislike that that's what he did, but for the majority of folk, that'll be good enough. And then he'll just go on and make another video about the dark web or whatever, and people will still watch. Like, yeah, it's like having a run-in with the cops. Just shut the fuck up. Exactly.
Down upon other people that he's done the past many years. And a lot of it honestly was deserved, but upon him being a bullshit artist, just like all those other people too, like, no, you should take some accountability, and you should also address who the fuck you actually are, my guy. It's just so weird to me that this behavior is now tossed aside, accepted, or deemed as normal. And watching him do this and think that somehow he can continue to do the same stuff that he's been doing before after being exposed for this, and watching everybody pile on.
But again, he can. While I love Cass, I think she's wildly naive here. He's 100% going to be able to do what he did before, because he just blew it off. He was like, yeah, people have been saying this. Sorry if you're offended. If legal trouble happens, I'll talk to a lawyer. Moving on. Like, that's by playing it so cool and so casual and not doing, like, I remember the era. I don't know if this still happens now. This might still happen. I don't know. But remember the era of the usual apologies where they just be like, I need to say, I am truly sorry. Like, y'all remember that homo ass era? They will walk in from off camera. It'd be fucking black and white. Hands in the face. The deep sigh. I almost wish Mutahar did that just for the greatest hits of the glory days of the YouTube apology. But yeah, no, he's just like, is what it is. Moving on. That is literally the best thing he could do. And I think Cass is wrong here. He will be able to go on like nothing's happened. Is he going to lose some viewers, lose some subscribers? Yeah. Enough to give him any sort of change in his lifestyle or content or anything? No, not at all.
To like Look, man, I'm not here to dump on him. I'm here to break bread and kind of just decipher everything that I've been watching. Like a lot of this is coming from watching pirate software just completely shit the bed as well as some ordinary gamers all at the same time because it's like just watching these people like crater like this on their based upon their own life choices is wild to me. I'm just trying to make sense of it, man. I think that a lot of us in general are trying to make sense of it. That's why at this point, it's like therapeutic to talk about it. Because I really thought that these people were better than me. And turns out, no, we're all the same. Just you have a bigger subscriber number because you've been able to fool more people in.
Yeah, bro, like, this ain't Dragon Ball Z. Like, in Dragon Ball Z, you pop on the scouter, you see you got a power level over 9,000. Bigger number mean better. Like, that's what the early era Dragon Ball Z was all about that shit. Whoever got bigger number is better because you got bigger number. YouTube ain't really like that. There's a lot of channels out there with milli plus subs. I'm like, whoa, these guys are dog shit. Like, maybe I'm being cocky. Maybe I'm being overconfident. But I think I'm a million times a better content creator than fucking homo ass Endymion. I do. That'd make me a better person. That doesn't mean that I'm an authority figure or anything like that. But like, there's so many people out here just they ain't shit. And the reason like they got these big numbers is, I mean, they know how to play the game. Knowing how to play the game, doesn't mean you're good at the game. It just means you're better than others at the game. But yeah, again, not to dupe my own horn or anything like that, because I'm a fucking nobody. I will always be a fucking nobody. Just any chance to shit on fucking Endymion, I'll take.
To thinking somehow your opinion is more valid than anybody else's. But yeah, guys, that's really. I just wanted to chop it up with y'all and just kind of just vent a little because I'm just watching like I don't know, just I feel like years worth of viewing some of these people. It's like I just question everything now, And I think that we all are. I don't know, man. I'm interested to just hear your comments in general. But if you can, hit the like button. It really does help me out. YouTube is all about engagement now. Without engagement, views don't count, seems like. So just commenting, hitting the like button, subscribe to the channel, all that stuff really, really helps me out more than you know. And tonight we have the Twilight Zone of Gaming live stream. All right. So I can't wait to come hang out with you guys there. I'm going to actually go to bed now. So yeah, without being said, I'm out. Peace.
That was a great video. I liked it because again, I was quite unaware of excuse me, of the Mutahar response, for lack of a better word. Speaking of fucking devil, a bad bitch herself in the house. Goddamn motherfucking cult classic Cage saying GG's. How you doing, Cass? There's a reason I was holding up on watching your video when it dropped right here. Look at this, dude. Like, oh, fuck, you're not asleep at all. Hey, Cage, Mafia Cat. Oh, I thought they said motherfucking Cass. No, much love to you. I don't know how much all that you saw. Hopefully you didn't watch the beginning, because I'm gonna be real, I glazed the fuck out of you, and it's kind of gay. It's kind of cringe. No, I love you, Cass. Truly appreciate it. Let's get you your clip. Let's see. What's a good one for Cassie? Let's see. I know there's a few I could choose from here. But you know what? I think if I was going to play anything for Cass, I think this is a good one.
I just super love sucking dick. When I haven't for a while, I get needy.
There we go. Base Cass, truly appreciate you. Thank you. Playing Fortnite. Oh, maybe she is a gay. Alrighty. Let's see. Where are we at next? We got the Gina Carano stuff. I think I'm going to save that for when y'all come on the channel. All right. So, as tradition for the last couple neon green dildo clones, as tradition for the last couple of weeks of the channel, we have been talking about the collective shout situation, the payment processors, the censorship, and we're going to continue with them. We're going to continue with that because I saw this post, this video, and by I saw it, I mean it was shared in the Discord and in the reaction channel, and I don't believe it for a moment. I don't. Trump just signed an order that can save Steam. Now, if this order says what I wager it will say, it ain't gonna do shit. But let's find out.
President Trump just signed a new executive order, and it could be the biggest news for gamers you haven't heard yet. Games are being censored, not by Steam though, but by the banks that handle the money. This new executive order is the first legal step in stopping this. Recently, if you haven't heard, some games were removed from the Steam store, but this wasn't because of a bug or a developer's choice. Instead, it happened because a big payment company like MasterCard decided that a few games were a reputational risk. This is a vague.
Well, I mean, he's leaving out the collective shout stuff, and which may or may not be a big deal because they're truly small potatoes in the grand scheme of things. Like, as I say on every stream, they are the puppet, not the puppet master. But even so, I feel like calling out collective shout is worth mentioning. If you're going to do a big bombshell drop video like this, then maybe mention them. But that's just me.
Rule that lets them pressure a company like Steam to remove any games they don't like. As a result, the banks that handle the money for Steam got involved, creating a chain of pressure that led to the games actually being removed. This is a big deal because it shows that a third-party company that handles the money, not the government or Steam itself, is now deciding what we can and can't buy. This kind of power is a form of digital censorship, and is especially concerning since a new rule was recently added to Steam's guide.
It is so much more than a form of digital censorship. And the reason is because it's, for one, this doesn't stop at the internet. Okay? It does not stop at the internet. It's on the internet now, but I've said this in every other video and I'll continue to say it because I need to make sure y'all truly understand the depth of this issue. If MasterCard or Visa or whoever decided tomorrow that they don't like fat kids, so they turn off Visa and MasterCard access to McDonald's. I mean, that's real world censorship. You now can't walk into a goddamn McDonald's and get yourself a McDouble. Okay? It's that simple. They can just arbitrarily decide what they will and won't censor. Bar none. Flat out. So, it's not just digital censorship. It is an affront to our very rights as humans. Not as Americans, humans. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I've been saying for ages, Anthony, since this whole thing started.
Guidelines that gives them the power to remove content that may violate the rules and standards set forth by our payment processors. The thing is, the Steam situation is just one example of a much bigger problem. It's part of a growing trend of these payment companies.
Really, TFH? You guys can't get McDoubles in Australia? Bro, how authoritarian and fascist are you guys down there?
Censoring or even debanking anything they don't like. Debanking is when banks or payment companies close accounts or refuse to work with people and businesses for reasons that aren't actually about money. The censorship we're seeing on platforms like Steam is very similar to how banks debank people. The payment processors are essentially saying, if you don't remove this content, we will stop doing business with you, which means you can't get paid. This is a direct financial threat. It's what itch.io stated when they said they had to act urgently to protect the platform's core payment.
Literally exactly correct. Like the MyPillow guy. He was debanked over his political views. Like, whether you like his political views or not doesn't matter. The fact that you could remove somebody's entire banking availability because you don't like that they were pro-Trump is insane. That is the definition of fascism. Actually, authoritarianism, not fascism. Authoritarianism. And technocracy, if you want to go even further. Maybe his pillows do suck. I don't know. I never bought one.
Infrastructure. And also when Valve said if they didn't remove the games, it would prevent customers from buying games and content across Steam. The White House announcement calls this politicized or unlawful debanking and highlights how some financial institutions.
Now, so here's why I don't think this will work, because I did in fact read through part of this earlier, before I even knew there was a video on it, because I was going to make a whole ass video myself. The term politicized or unlawful debanking refers to an act by a bank, savings association, credit union, or other financial services provider to directly or indirectly adversely restricts access to or adversely modify the conditions of accounts, loans, or other banking products or financial services of any customer or potential customer on the basis of the customer's potential customers' political or religious beliefs, or on the basis of the customers or potential customers' lawful business activities that the financial service provider disagrees with or disfavors their political reasons. Now, because this is mostly in reference to political reasoning, they like, or even if they say, service provider disagrees with business activities the financial service provider disagrees with, that doesn't matter. That does not matter, because Visa and MasterCard have in their stipulations for use that any service or any product that could be harmful to our brand, they'll still be able to get away with it. Like, unless I'm wrong, and I'm not a legal scholar, I'm not a lawyer, nothing like that. However, based on my assessment of this bill, it literally will not stop Visa and MasterCard from doing anything to do with Steam. It might save the My Pillow guy, for example, because it was inherently political. But Visa and MasterCard straight up said, yeah, the reason, well, they lied. They said they didn't say anything. But if you look at their terms and conditions, it is because rape and incest games could be damaging to our brand. I don't see how this executive order would affect that. Not only that, it's discriminatory as well. If they debank people for supporting Trump, they should also debank people for supporting Biden. Again, not saying it's okay, but they need to be fair. Well, they could just make the argument that debanking people that support Trump is adverse to their company, whereas Biden is not. Hey, how you doing, Jerry? Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for showing up. Let's get. Are you the most recent super chat, or have you had any sense? Let me just make sure. All right, yeah, let's get you a clip real quick. One sec. Yeah, here's a good one.
It's a party. The more, the merrier. Isn't that right, Si?
My IV.
Anyway, but yeah, so I that is exactly why I don't think this executive order will actually do anything, because there's no political reason on paper as to why these games were banned or removed from Steam, as to why these payment processors made the move they did.
Institutions have restricted access to services on the basis of political
Exactly,
or religious
Melissa.
beliefs
Yes.
or lawful business activities. So this isn't just about video games. Something similar has happened to cryptocurrency companies, legal gun stores, and even anime stores. The White House announcement points to other examples as well, such as when federal regulators suggested banks flag individuals who made transactions related to companies like Cabela's and Bass Pro Shop. These payment networks are essentially the roads of the digital economy. By controlling these roads, these companies can stop anyone they disagree with from doing business, even if they haven't broken any real laws. So, to fight back against this, President Trump has signed a new executive order called Guaranteeing Fair Banking for All Americans. This is a direct response to what the president's office calls systemic abuses by financial institutions that undermine free expression and economic opportunity. This new rule tells federal groups that watch over banks to stop using vague reasons like reputational risk in their guidance and manuals. The order is specific, stating that regulators must remove the use of reputational risk or equivalent concepts that could result in politicized or unlawful debanking. From now on, banks must make their decisions based on clear financial reasons. The order also directs federal banking regulators to review banks for any past or current policies that encourage politicized or unlawful debanking and to take action, including charging a fine. The ultimate goal of this order, as stated by the White House, is to ensure that no American should be denied access to financial services because of their beliefs, affiliations, or political views. This is meant to prevent any financial unfair treatment and give fair access to banking for all legal businesses and people. So, how does this new order connect directly to our problem on Steam? This is where the details of how payments work.
Well, it also, let's say this works. Let's say hypothetically it works. It only works in America. So, like, Steam might have to, let's say this goes into law. Steam can have these rules in their TOS for literally every single other country, but not America. So that being said, these games just won't be available anywhere else because they can still hold the same beliefs in all these other countries. And and that means these games will likely get made less because why would you make a game that's only allowed in America and banned everywhere else in the world? That immediately lowers your customer pool. Immediately lowers your customer pool.
Become really important. As Valve confirmed in their response, MasterCard didn't go directly to Valve and tell them to remove the games. MasterCard communicated with acquiring banks. These are the banks that handle the money for businesses like Steam. MasterCard cited one of its rules, Rule 5.12.7, which says that a business can't process transactions that may damage the goodwill of the corporation or reflect negatively on the marks. It's important to know that Visa has a very similar rule, just showing how this is a widespread issue across the payment industry. This is a perfect example of a vague reputational risk clause. MasterCard didn't have to prove the games were illegal, just that they were a risk to their brand. This was in response to a small...
Well, no. He's wrong again here, too. He didn't need to, they didn't need to prove it. They just needed to say it. You don't need to prove TOS is broken. You just need to say TOS is broken and that you're going to, like, this isn't like breaking TOS on fucking Twitter or YouTube when you can appeal it and whatnot. These guys control the money. So they're the end all be all. If they say, no, this is a risk to our business, you're not allowed to do XYZ, you can't try and appeal them on that. I mean, maybe you can. But why would they change their opinion? They control the cash flow. So they don't have to prove shit.
All number of complaints from the activist group Collective show. The acquiring banks, fearing that they would lose their partnership with a major payment network, then pressured Valve to remove the games. Valve complied, which is why they weren't fully debanked. So the executive order aims to stop this by forcing financial institutions to justify their decisions based on individual, objective, and risk-based analysis. The key difference is simple. Risk-based analysis is about measurable financial threats. Reputational risk is about feelings and public opinion. The new executive order is designed to stop financial companies from using the second one as...
So, right, no. But they can still default to risk-based analysis because what they'll say, and this is why this bill does nothing. Well, they could say it is a measurable financial threat to be able to take payments for this stuff because then less people will choose our card because they are morally against these sorts of games or content. And if less people choose our card, we make less money. Therefore, it is a financial threat. Like, again, this doesn't change anything aside from what their excuse will be when the debanking happens. You can make up any lie and try and, yeah, exactly. It's all about the optics. You can make up any lie and make it optically be about a measurable financial threat instead if you just word it properly.
As an excuse to shut down legal businesses. This could protect game developers from being unfairly censored. So what can we expect now? While this executive order is a major step, it has its limitations. Some might argue that it doesn't mean much because it can't directly regulate companies like MasterCard or Visa. However, the executive order does create a powerful incentive for banks to stop caving to this type of pressure. If an acquiring bank knows that it could be fined by a federal regulator for acting on a reputational risk concern, it's far less likely to do so. This could make the vague rules of payment processors effectively powerless. According to Valve's newest statement, they were pressured by these banks, citing MasterCard's rule. So while Valve wasn't formally debanked, they were put in a position where they had to choose between censorship and a massive financial threat. This is the exact thing this executive order is trying to stop. Looking forward though, this executive order could pave the way for more changes. We could see new legislation like the Fair Access to Banking Act.
We are never going to see the Fair Access to Banking Act pass. Like, I'm glad folks brought it up in that one stream where I did where we ended up going over it. But considering how almost no politicians have signed on and agreed with this, like, I think it was like 43 out of 55 necessary, and this has been proposed since February. Like, yeah, I don't think we're... And the reason why? Because these politicians, left or right, they're all in the pockets of these payment processing companies. Visa, MasterCard, they donate to both Democrats and Republicans. Real Life Fake Wizard brought it, broke it down on SNH. He brought up what politicians accept money and donations for their campaigns from Visa, MasterCard, these various processors. And it's on both sides of the aisle. So, like, yeah, why would Republicans or Democrats want to sign the Fair Access to Banking app if the people that fund them don't want it?
Momentum in Congress. This act, which has seen bipartisan support, aims to prevent banks from using subjective, non-financial standards when deciding who to do business with. A new law would have way more power than an executive order. It could directly and legally stop payment networks from denying service based on a business's legal activities or political views. The details of the bill are designed to force this change. For example, it would prevent banks from making decisions based on unfair and random standards, a legal way of saying a decision made without a good, clear reason. The bill requires banks to have a written, documented report showing a risk-based analysis for all decisions. This means they would have to back up their choices with clear, factual information, not vague concerns about their brand. This would be a more permanent solution, like treating these payment companies as essential services. So if the pressure from payment processors start to disappear, the new rule on Steam would become unnecessary and could pave the way for a return to a more hands-off content policy on the platform. So although the fight to stop censoring games is not over yet, there are some signs it might not last forever.
I mean, yeah, that didn't do anything to persuade me. all that did, literally all that did was say, hey, you know that whole censorship thing that we've been doing because it affects our brand? Yeah, we'll see if find another way around it. Maybe this law will stop it, maybe it won't. But we as the payment processors, we still have an agenda, so we'll still find other ways. Like, this is, I don't know, this is retarded. Like, I'm not trying to be black-pilled. I'm not, and I do think there's the ways to fight this. I don't know them because I'm not intelligent enough for it. And maybe this is a step in the right direction, and maybe it's the sort of thing that will keep people talking and give people hope. And in that regard, it's a good thing. But I don't think that just a single executive order from Trump is anything special or anything worth celebrating. I mean, again, are we going to even see it enforced? How many laws are on the books that we don't see enforced? People don't care about this issue. No, not in America. Like, the vast majority of people that voted for Trump probably don't even know that this is an issue. They want to see ICE rounding people up, which fair enough. I do too. But when your main issues, when the issues that most people are going and thinking about are, you know, can I put food on the table next week? Get the illegals out of my country. Where's the Epstein list? You know, things like that. I would imagine the regular everyday American consumer doesn't even know what debanking is. Like, people that follow politics heavily and report on it and talk about, like me, you guys in the chat, things like that. Yeah, we all know, and we see the issue this is. But I don't know, is this something that's even going to catch news aside from those of us that are just the most ardent of political or anti-censorship hounds? I don't think so. And even if it is enforced, then what stops these payment processors from just changing the reason they censor stuff? Nah. Appreciation. I didn't enjoy. I didn't say it was good. Damn. Can't go past a snag from Bunnings. I don't know. You're speaking a different fucking language. Mind you, the politicians, Democrats and Republicans, are also co-signing these stupid. Yeah, exactly. Like these are uniparty bills. 100% these are uniparty bills. Which proves the government is so out of touch with reality. We have parental controls for a reason. Well, again, it's not they're out of touch with reality. That's not it at all. It's that they want to create a new reality. This is all a control mechanism. There's no such thing as a politician that's on your side. There might be politicians that have something that aligns with you, at the time because it's beneficial to them in the long run. But no, it's not about being out of touch with reality at all. It's 100% about this is one small step to further their goals that the vast majority of people agree with, or not like the vast majority of people in that upper echelon, the upper cabal, they agree with. They have aligned goals, aligned ideas. And so they'll do what they need to further those. And if part of it ends with this, if part of it's because of this debanking stuff or financial censorship, then yeah, Trump can sign all the executive orders he wants. That if it doesn't align with their goals, they'll find a way around it and to continue moving forward. Snag, sausage bunnings, Snag a sausage, Bunnings hardware store. Every Bunnings in Australia has sausage sizzles on the weekend. Oh. Yeah, I mean, Ron Paul is the OG. Ron Paul is 100% the OG. I like Rand as well. I do. But Ron is like the GOAT. Okay. You know what? I have one more major topic, but we're almost at the 2-hour mark. I normally bring people on during the 2-hour mark that donated. So I'm going to spend my time doing that, and then I can pull up the last 1 or 2 stories with you guys since we're about to go an extra hour or so. So let me, let's see. Get some links out. All right. Where is it? All right. 1 sec. All right. Paul, sending you the link. Those of you that donated, let me know when, if you want the link, if you want to come on, because there's been a lot of you. Big donors, I would say priority as to new people. Give me one moment here. Okay, Paul, you just got sent the link. And Dex, wait, where is Dex? There he is. Sent the link. Enzo, I have to move over to X to send you the link. Give me 1 sec. There you are. Okay, let me check the chat. Hey, there we go. I was wondering if you were still here. Yeah, if you want to give your thought, if you want to give your spot to Leonard Ghost, so you absolutely can. Oh yeah, I don't know why I ever think about saying it to you on Discord, Enzo. My man, Paul, how you doing?
What up?
Tell the people who you are and what you do, my friend.
I am Paul. I am Leon's IRL bestie. We hang out a couple times a month, usually watching some kind of anime, playing video games, watching wrestling, stuff like that. And yeah, I will be lurking all the time, watching Leon streams, watching Cabal streams, trying to support my boy.
You love to see it. Real quick, Hayden, Golden Apples, Melissa Lord. Let's see. I was gonna say fantastically amazing, brilliant, but they went to bed. Enzo's already here. Cold Classic Cage, Jerry D. Sills, Cornboy. I think that's everyone.
Yeah, Patty went to bed too, or at least she left. I don't know.
There, Paul's a true nerd. I know he called out. Sorry, while I'm trying to make sure links get sent out. Enzo, tell me who you are and what you do.
I'm back in the cave. Been out of town for 4 weeks.
Finally.
But you know what's funny is I got to go out of town next week for gigs in Chicago. I need to tell Sammy, by the way, because he's not far from there. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just been hanging out, watching a bunch of weird crap and shitty movies and having a blast. And some good movies. I liked Weapons a lot. And a few other movies that came out. Together was cool. Some neat stuff out there I've been watching.
I have thoughts on Weapons. I don't know if you heard them or not on Badger. I don't know if you're watching Badger's show because I've got.
I heard.
I'm conflicted, but
I know. I heard.
Definitely go over them here in a bit.
I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil anything about the movie.
I was like, that's the trouble. Talking about this movie without spoiling it is very difficult.
Yeah. I'd give it a week or two, but like, it's my favorite movie about blank spoilers, whatever the hell. It was cool. But yes, there's some other good movies I've been watching, which I will remember later.
To answer this, Melissa Lord, I'm a Cody Rhodes fanboy. I'm an absolute Cody Rhodes fanboy. As far as Brock, as in like Brock Lesnar, he's like he's around just to hype stuff up. He's never been a champion again or anything. He's probably not even lasting much longer in WWE. But I like watching him wrestle. Absolutely.
He's probably gonna retire Cena. To be honest,
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Otherwise, they may. I don't know, man. See, on SmackDown earlier tonight, I guess, or yesterday, technically, with our time zone, Logan Paul called out Cena, and Cena accepted. So they're gonna have a match, probably at the next PLE. Maybe Brock interferes to kickstart the feud more. I don't know. Very strange.
And then, real quick before we go further, Dax, tell the people who you are and what you do. Dax.
Maybe muted.
Oh, are you muted?
Maybe. Just guessing.
The mute sign is next to his name, so he muted it. It was on his own mic.
Daxonar.
Are you alive? Blink twice. Yeah, he says. He says, "Fuck." Yeah, it's showing you on mute on our end, buddy. I have no idea why you're not. But anyway, while we're waiting for Dax, click a gamer. Tell people who you are and what you do.
You cut out there for me. What'd you say?
I said, tell the people who you are and what you do.
Let me close this one thing. There we go. Yeah. I'm Kalika Gamer. I pretty much lurk most of the time. I may publish a video at some point. I don't know when. So.
All right, fair enough. Good enough for me. Let me make sure there's nobody else in the chat that wants.
Yep.
Oh man, Hayden says he can't deny he's driving home. Well then, dude, drive hella safe, brother. Absolutely. Yeah, be safe. All right, Dax, you good now? Apparently not.
Dax.
All right, we'll get into our first topic regardless, and we'll just see if Dax is able to make it work or whatever. So, Gina Carano, the lawsuit, it has settled, and people are quite divided. So I'm gonna read through this. It's real short. Then I'll get your thoughts on it. So Gina Carano, Disney settled legal dispute over Mandalorian firing. We look forward to identifying opportunities to work together in the future. Lucasfilm and the Walt Disney Company have reached a mutual agreement to their legal dispute with Gina Carano following her firing from the Mandalorian. A Lucasfilm spokesperson said in a statement provided to Variety, the Walt Disney Company and Lucasfilm are pleased to announce that we have reached an agreement with Gina Carano to resolve the issues in her pending lawsuit against companies. Mrs. Carano was always well respected by her directors, co-stars, staff, and she worked hard to perfect her craft while treating her colleagues with kindness and respect. With this lawsuit concluded, we look forward to identifying opportunities to work together with Ms. Carano in the future. Gina Carano made a statement, but I'll bring that up at a different time. However, the article says Carano was fired from The Mandalorian in 2021 after sharing several controversial social media posts, including one that compared being a Republican to being Jewish during the Holocaust. She was also dropped by a client, UTA, at the time in 2024. Carano filed a suit in California. And then we know, but yeah, so that's basically where it stands. Disney's lawyers filed a motion in April 2024 to throw out the lawsuit, arguing its First Amendment right to fire the actor, stating it's a constitutional right not to associate its artistic representation with Carano's speech. And Carano fired back with a post on X saying, Disney's confirmed they've known all what we've known all along. They'll fire you if you say something they disagree with, even if they have to misrepresent, malign, and mischaracterize you to do it. They're now on record letting everyone know who works for them to know that Disney will take any chance to control what you say, what you think, and they will attempt to destroy your career. Glad we cleared that up. First Amendment does not allow Disney to wantonly discriminate, which is what they've done in my case, and frankly have now admitted they did. They ever wanted to know what today's Disney's values are, they just told you. So that is the gist of it. There are lots of people saying this is a fantastic outcome, and people saying that she sold out. So we'll start with Dax first, just to see if his mic is working.
Daxonar.
Apparently it's not. All right, go on, Paul.
I have a question. Everybody assumes, it's just Disney bean counters that did this, but like now that we see how soy boy beta cuck Pascal is, do you think maybe he had anything to do with her getting fired? Since she's like pretty much the opposite of him.
Can you
maybe
I'm
not
sure
directly?
Can you say that? Like, are you saying did he have something getting her fired? Like he went?
Yeah, I was just wondering. Do you think maybe since he's such a fucking beta cuck now, soy boy liberal, do you think he had anything to do with her getting fired because they're so opposed, like politically and ideologically?
That's an interesting question. I'll let Endzone Clicky Gamer answer first.
I don't know. I mean, if it did, it's definitely bitch made because he seems like he's on decent terms with her. So I mean, the idea that he's like, conniving behind closed doors and stuff wouldn't surprise me. But I don't know if he has anything directly to do it, more indirectly, maybe. It's like, why can't you be more like Pedro?
Yeah, I was just wondering.
Yeah, I mean, this thing I think is a double-edged sword because it's like like I feel vindicated because like I remember getting a lot of shit in 2020 for saying this is bullshit, getting like unfriended from people and stuff. I'm like, no. And then I remember bringing it up like a year later on International Women's Day, just a big old picture of Gina Carano. People are like, this isn't right. So dealing with that argument again, like years later, and like, I don't know. I feel like this is like a W in that regard. It's obviously not the best win because, like, obviously it's very similar to Zach, what's his name, Richard C. Meyer suing Mark Wade over tortious interference. The idea that like you're preventing his comic book from getting released and he has to crowdfund and all that. Everyone was all in for that
situation.
Yeah. So everyone was all in on that lawsuit, but because lawsuits take forever and cost a shitload of money, a lot of times they just get settled. And I don't think that's like Gina Carano selling out. Disney has very powerful lawyers, So I mean, if she got a big fat check, gets hired as Gina, Cara Dune, or at least gets the job offered to her again, a public apology and a firing of the people that fired her. I mean, that's as big as a win you can get. Unfortunately, because the other reason why they want to do these settlements is because there's an NDA. So, all the, how bad they lost is like never disclosed ever. The other reason why they don't like lawsuits they want lawsuits to settle is because it opens the doors for other people to sue for the same reason, especially if it sets a precedent that what they did was illegal. And also, you want them to open up all their files to discovery and you see all the dirt. They're not going to do that. They're not going to checkmate themselves.
That's why people are so upset is because Gina said, we're taking this to trial, we're taking it to discovery, and then the fact that she settled, people feel betrayed or whatnot.
Yeah, but the idea is like Richard C. Meyer had the same exact thing with Mark Wade, who had all this like, big two money backing him, and he was crowdfunding his war bonds, his war fund, his war chest. He raised like $150,000, and that shit was depleted so fast. So it's easy to just think, I'm going to fight it all the way to the end. And now you're 3 years into it and you haven't done shit and you've cost like hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's like the legal system itself is the problem. It's not, the idea that like these big corporations can draw out these lawsuits, and that's what they do. They drown you out. Getting a minor win over a company like Disney, every time I fucking get beat a copyright claim from Disney, I'm like, fuck yeah.
Kalika, what do you think?
I think it's like a scale of two things. I don't think Pedro had anything to do with it in general, but in general, it could have been any multitude of like people, like Pablo Hidalgo, for one example.
Yeah.
Like who are fans, who is basically a fan of Pedro's.
Pablo Hidalgo, where did your balls go?
Yeah. It could have been like even going so far as like Kathleen Kennedy, seeing that posting things online that she doesn't like and pissing her off, and she decides to give her the boot. It could
that's why she was fired. Absolutely. My question is her taking the settlement and it not going to Discovery. Is that a W, or do you think that she sold out? Because that's the narrative I'm seeing a lot of people say is that she sold out.
I think
it's rough. It's too harsh.
I think it would have, in the long run, costed multitudes of money more than she was willing to invest. And I don't think it was.
But Leonard is correct. At least as far as we know, as far as everything's been reported, Elon was the one funding the lawsuit.
Okay then. Well money's not an issue. It could be like some people were saying like a lawyer.
Well, that's the thing is like here's the deal. Here's another reason to settle. Let's say Gina Carano's deal is to win the lawsuit and destroy Disney, but that just like ruins future employment for her and a lot of other people, who work actors and such.
Yeah, if Disney's dead, who's gonna pay them? Like what?
Right.
Do you think there's other companies? Do you think Hollywood's gonna survive if Disney goes down?
it's very likely that she got paid, exorbitant amount of money. Also, just a public apology is like, that would be such a huge thing. We haven't gotten that yet. But, I mean, Disney said, hey, we look forward to working with her again. But, like I said, we need public apology from Disney corporate, and then the firing of whoever did fire her.
Sorry, go. What were you saying, Paul?
When have we seen that? Like, right? Like, I think about like the James Gunn when they fired him and then brought him back because like the whole cast was like boycotting the movie.
But you see, he wasn't brought back because of a lawsuit. He was brought back because he has their
A
same
bad
political
tweet.
ideologies. God damn it, I can't talk.
Ideologies.
Thank you. He had the same political leanings as them. So the idea is like, we'll just let him lay low and then we'll just bring him back.
He's also the only person that sold any kind of superhero movies. Nobody else can make them sell.
At this current juncture, you've got a point. But Mr. Ross, you said something interesting a minute ago, so I want to touch on that before we do. We got Marty Tiberius O'Donnell with a 5-banger. Dude doesn't need to do that considering what he did earlier, but hey, I ain't going to say no. Thank you so much, man. I don't know. Maybe another Disney lawyer will get honeypotted and we can get some deets. Wouldn't that be beautiful? My man, this clip is... Oh, wrong clip. There you go. This clip is for you, brother.
I'm Peter Parker.
Who the hell are you?
But no, Zaraz, you said that all of Hollywood would go down if Disney went down. And I'm curious, you may be onto something. So we'll
Disney owns at least like half of Hollywood, don't they? Like, yeah.
Well,
you think the industry would survive?
I'm curious if everybody else agrees with that. Like, if Disney were to hypothetically, if not go out of business, at least falter to an exponential degree, do you think that could majorly, effectively just ruin Hollywood?
Yeah.
And I think what we're going to start seeing is instead of people getting fired, because Gina Carano was blatant. Like, she made an Instagram post. They fired her for it. Or she didn't even make it. She reposted an Instagram post. They fired her for it. And then they called her views abhorrent. So people like me and you who share the same opinion, like this meme was on fire, you'd be like, oh, you're calling me abhorrent. Disney is. Okay, that's interesting. So let's talk about that meme for a moment. Because even all this time later, Variety is still misrepresenting the tweet. Like, that's what infuriated me about this article is the tweet says she was fired she compared being a Republican to being Jewish during the Holocaust, which she never did. This is something called death by 1,000 clicks, where it's like death by 1,000 hyperlinks, where it's like, Carano was fired, and that's in blue, and you link that, and you find out she was fired for a racist meme, and then meme is a hyperlink, and you click that, and it takes you like 78 clicks to get to the actual, reasoning, and you're like, this is bullshit.
You could access someone to Kevin Bacon faster than you could find a source clip.
You just see filed suit in blue, and you just assume, okay, well, that was legit, it happened, people will do anyway. It's stupid.
Let's see if I can find the image. Here we go. The tweet.
Yeah.
Got her.
I honestly wonder
if Instagram
with a lot of this stuff, if in general, if they get it wrong on purpose for articles, just to get
get it wrong on purpose, misrepresent it.
Yeah, well, that's what I think this is malicious. So here's what she reposted. Jews are beaten in the streets, not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children. Because history is edited, most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. How is it any different for hating someone for their political views? She never talks about, again, this isn't even her post. This is, like you said, a repost. But in the repost, it doesn't mention Republicans or conservatives. It's just saying weaponized ideology can hurt other people.
She also said her pronouns were beep, bloop, beep, or whatever, bleep, or whatever the hell,
beep, not bloop.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously want to get her fired. This is, I don't think this is going to cause the chain reaction where, yes, they're going to tell Disney people, Disney actors and stuff to shut the fuck up on the red carpet. But I think it's also like, hey, if you want to fire this person for political reasons, you have to find another reason to fire them. This is what they do at jobs all the time. They want to fire you for something, but they can't technically fire you for this. So they're just like, they'll just make up some bullshit. Oh, we changed your schedule and you showed up late and now you're fired. Or, it's just easy to get people fired these days over legit reasons. 'Cause of HR.
Again, I've talked about it on stream before. I live in a right to work state. I fired a dude for picking his nose and wiping his booger on the cubicles. I was like, nope, out, you're gone.
That's
I don't
pretty
want a freak
bad.
like you on my team. Fired.
Did Gina Carano make that joke because of the Solo movie?
Yeah, well, because people were pressuring her because of Pedro Pascal and other people putting their pronouns in their bio. A lot of people started pressuring her to put your pronouns in your bio or you're a bigot. So she put her pronouns, because she was working for Star Wars at the time.
And she put beep, bop, boop because those are the noises the droids like R2 make in Star Wars.
She's like, fine, these are my pronouns. So that was transphobic also.
Yeah,
so
because
no
the
way to
Falcon
win.
has pronouns, yeah.
Yeah.
Got the Transformers after your ass.
I remember getting into an argument with some friend of mine about this, when it first happened, because I was doing this shit on Facebook, these StreamYard meetings and shit, and talking about Tiger King and whatever crap we were watching during the pandemic. And I remember just like getting this huge argument and just explaining everything. And then a year later, posted something about Gina Carano, and the same guy was like, bro, the same lies, the same misinformation. And I was like, dude, I was just you not remember like me and you having like a video call and talking about this for like an hour? He's like, I've never been on your show. I don't know what you're talking about. I literally had to send him a link of him like, this is the timestamp of me explaining all this shit again a year ago. You idiot.
Well, Demon Carol makes a good point. I don't know if you meant to or not. He says, or Kersha, the burger / queen. And it's like, think about that. So here's how pronouns work in my mind. Like, I will never in my fucking life put pronouns on anything. Why? Because it should be pretty goddamn obvious that I'm
like, if my name was Renee or something like that, some androgynous, name that worked for guys and girls, that could make sense.
But beyond that, so where I was going with this was, if someone said, yo, you want burgers? I'd be like, yeah, burgers sound great. And they give me a fucking veggie burger or a turkey burger. I was like, yeah, what the fuck is this? Like, well, I never said it would be a hamburger. It's like, oh, do I need the pronouns, like ham or what? It's like, or, you know what I'm saying? It's like they never said it's made of beef. I just said the word burger. Everybody colloquially knows what the word fucking burger means. When we say burger, 98% of people are going to think hamburger because that is the most common form of burger. Just like when I see a dude on the street, I'm going to assume it's a dude because that's what 98% of people, I mean, obviously it's more like 50-50, but the point is 98 or 99% of people align with their assigned at birth gender or whatever.
I've heard Leon talk many times about the Impossible Whopper he tried and he hated it. And he's never really quite phrased it because, like, the thing is, the texture, the reason why it's gross is it tastes all right. Same thing with veggie burgers, but it feels like raw beef.
The textures, the flavor of the Impossible Whopper was fine, although it gave me the shit later. So it was the texture, dude. It
feels like raw meat.
Right.
And that's why raw meat is like you're instinctively like, I should be eating raw ground beef. It's too soft.
Whenever somebody says turkey burger, it reminds me of Parks and Recreation. The one health nut guy really likes turkey burgers. Tries to convince everybody that turkey burger.
Yeah. I mean,
by the
tries
way,
to convince
turkey
burgers
the way. I'm getting corrected in the comments. I meant to say beef, not ham, but because it's called a hamburger, I said ham. But yes,
no, but a burger, burger's ground meat, so ground turkey, ground whatever, ground beans or whatever for the veggie burgers or whatever. But turkey burgers aren't bad. Chicken burgers.
I'm not even saying they're bad, but like if I say, yo, you want a burger, colloquially, would you not just assume that is ground beef that it's made out of?
If you invite people to cook out and you serve them turkey burgers, half those people are gonna block you on Facebook.
Like, what's the one that I was thinking of? The carrot hot dogs. If I go and get a hot dog,
I saw that.
and you give me a carrot hot dog, you're getting hands thrown.
I mean, I'll try it. I want to try it. I want to try a carrot that tastes like a hot dog. But at the same time, like, if I go order a hot dog and you sneak a carrot to me, I'm going to be like, no. Now, a banh mi hot dog with, like, fucking carrots on them. Hell yeah. With carrots and cucumbers and cilantro and shit.
With carrots
I
on
believe
them?
so.
Do a hot dog with banh mi toppings, Even put some, pork on it and shit. It's good. There's all kinds of hot dogs.
I don't know what banh mi is. I mean, it sounds
the
Asian.
banh mi sandwich is the
people
best
have made
Vietnamese
that.
sandwich on earth. It's like you'll
Really?
lettuce, onions, and tomatoes is so old school. It's all about the cilantro, cucumber, carrot, and radish, and then the
Also
sriracha
pepper.
and mayonnaise
Okay,
and
I would
hoisin
try
sauce.
that. That does sound good.
It's a badass sandwich. Get it. Go to a Vietnamese place. Get a banh mi somewhere. They're usually served on like a baguette. They're good.
You like having chips with your sandwich, having carrots is good.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, as far as colloquial names. Like that's the thing is like they were trying to make this thing where anybody was on a TV, broadcast, they'd be like, "Hi, my name is Enzo, and I'm he, him. I have he, him pronouns. I'm a fat Italian guy with a dark goatee, and I'm wearing a blue shirt right now." It's like who is this for? You have to describe yourself for the seeing impaired, and I don't.
So I'll go off on a tangent on this. Being a software engineer in general, it does come kind of up. Some companies do require pronouns, like any of the big three, like Google, Microsoft.
Right. Well, we're not denying that companies demand that. We're saying it's wrong for them to do so.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
If I had it my way, applications would be nameless, genderless, raceless, or ethnicityless. Because like all you should be doing is looking at someone's qualifications. That's it.
Yeah. Like I know they do it in what was it, like Apple requires them in California simply for one reason and one reason only. They don't want to get sued for civil cases, because apparently if you misgender someone, you can open a civil case on a company.
Yeah. And that's why everyone walks on eggshells at work now,
The only time I like to use something like that is when I tell ladies I want to she them titties.
There's the joke where you say I'm they them. I'm a one man army. So they them pronouns for me. There's a bunch of stupid ones, but also that's the other thing I heard was like females, because of the Me Too movement, like male like bosses and superiors do not want to spend one-on-one time with their female employees. So it is so much harder now for females to climb the echelon, to climb the promotional ladder, because they can't really get that, camaraderie with their bosses and stuff, It's kind of essential.
They should stop making all of the employees female.
Oh, yeah,
it's like Jurassic Park.
Well.
There are no sexual harassment clauses here because everyone's a female.
I mean, I've hired people before, and like minus like the necessities for affirmative action, dude. If I see the name Tayshawn on a fucking application and I'm working with computers,
that's trash.
Sorry, odds are I'm not picking you, because historically speaking, it's been my experience that living in the Midwest, my black employees have not done as well because underprivileged and uneducated, things like that. Is that the case for all black people? Of course not at all. But like where I live in the Midwest, yeah, kind of. Like
also, don't women get paid less? So an all-female employee workforce would save you a bunch of money, right?
Save some money, yeah.
I remember when I was doing the sorority designs, I was designing a bunch of sorority shirts for like 5-6 years for UT girls. And, sorority girls like worked there as like a sorority run shop. It was weird. And I was like the illustrator, and they just paid me to draw flowers and shit. It was stupid. But like, I remember hearing them say the whole like, the whole pay wage gap. And I remember just being like, yeah, that doesn't exist. They just looked at me like I was Hitler. I was like, and then I explained it to them and they were just like, oh, I was like, yeah, I mean, technically, women aren't willing to put in those extra hours, go the extra mile. They take more days off. Like, let me put it this way: if a man and a woman both have a child that has a piano recital or some shit, the woman is like 50 times more likely to get off work to make it to the recital, whereas the man will be like, nope, gotta miss it, gotta stay at work.
I hate my kids. I'm not going. I'm not going.
Yeah, that too.
It could be the opposite. My kids already hate me, so I ain't going.
She took the kids, and now they hate me. I'm not going.
Now, Foxy Moxie told me to look this up, and I was not going to do it without you guys here on the panel, because if I'm going to be hurt, you're going to be hurt with me. She said to look, because I was talking about the breast milk ice cream. She said to look up the cooter cupcakes. And I have no fucking idea what those are.
Is it made with vaginal yeast? I'm guessing.
I don't know, but
mine's always Moxie, bro.
There's a TikTok about cooter muffins. So we're all about to learn today what cooter muffins are, because I assume is what she's talking about.
Cooter muffins are my husband's favorite breakfast. Sorry, Britt here. What's a cooter muffin? And if you don't know what that is, it is a muffin that you put your discharge in.
Nope.
Like I said, I'm going to Costco.
Cue the
how much to get Leon to eat one of these on camera?
Cue the Punisher meme. No, wait.
No.
I'm curious what position Moxie found herself in to know that this is a thing.
And I thought the Piranha Pout video that she sent
Yeah, the vabbing or whatever the fuck that
here's the
was.
thing.
Yeah.
Are we talking about a clear discharge?
Oh,
or is it
dude.
cloudy?
I don't
Is it
think it
yellow?
matters.
Yellow? Is it
Wow.
smelly?
Immediately has me no. But let's continue.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought a CUDA was, some sort of American.
Oh,
word
you
for a
British.
fucking coyote or something. Not your choo-char.
Basically what this bowl here is, it's a, I do mix it with some powdered sugar. So
Was you just scraping that off the bottom of that bowl? Like, that ain't right. You need a doctor and a prescription stat.
Yeah.
You know what? This is one of the very
Maybe we
few
get the
times
full
I'll agree with
video
the
where we
Brit.
saw her finish baking it.
You know why vaginas are like the weather? When
Why?
it gets wet, it's time to go inside.
Maybe they were right about banning TikTok.
Gina Carano,
I've always been in favor
how much to pay to stop this video? I'm about to eat, damn it. Well, it's over now, buddy. It's over now. Truly appreciate it. This is for you.
Harder, Leon, harder.
I mean,
Sir's comment, ceaseless discharge.
Yeah. I used to play bass for Ceaseless Discharge.
So I'm curious how many of y'all are gonna watch this anime, because I must admit, I think I'm gonna. New anime where Hitler is reincarnated as a lolly.
I am now.
This isn't a joke, by the way.
No.
Petals
No, I
of
believe it.
Reincarnation releases in 2026.
What's it called one more time?
It's called Petals of Reincarnation.
I'll let you guys know it's coming out. Yeah.
I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
I'm down. I'm watching it. This sounds awesome.
We all know Serranos is already going to watch that shit.
Yeah. I already said it. Yeah, you don't even have to ask.
He consumes the anime around here, yeah.
All of it. All the anime.
I'm only watching
though.
15
We already
shows
had
this season.
this.
It's not that many.
Oh, yeah, Lamau, if we make Hitler a pretty woman, profit.
I'll give it a watch.
He's cute.
I'll give
Oh
it
my
a watch.
Saga of Time of the Evil, there's reincarnated as a regular Nazi.
But she's
This
not
is
Hitler.
full-on Hitler.
How do you guys know how to say Hitler in Japanese?
How?
Hitora.
Oh, Hitora.
Hitora is it? It's like awesome.
I mean, I did buy that Steam like dating sim where you could date Hitler.
Oh, you son of a bitch. You're the people the collective shout ruin gaming
Oh my
over.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh my god, it's Adorufu Hitora is how you say his name in Japanese.
That's amazing. All right, let's see what is in the Discord. Also, I'm gonna play this clip because I found this fascinating, and especially my film buffs on here. I
That
want
looks
to
like someone else's arm on his knee. What the fuck's going on here?
I want to see if you guys agree with this though. So I'm gonna let this play out in its entirety. If you want me to pause at any point, I can.
I think there's only one trilogy that completely and utterly works to the nth degree.
Pause it.
And that's Fist.
Never mind. He's gonna spoil it. I was gonna sure we could guess what he was gonna say.
What were you gonna guess?
I don't know. I guess the Sergio Leone trilogy does make sense.
I mean, I expected him to say Lord of the Rings. I'm surprised he went Fistful of Dollars, but
Yeah, that's always my top answer.
But that's
Good
not
answer?
the answer he gives a second answer in this,
Oh,
and it's
okay.
probably the best answer you could possibly give. Waiting to see if you guys want to do guesses or if I should go ahead and hit play.
I just wanted to say I thought you were
know
gonna
what
play
it
it. You really set it up like you were gonna play it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Full of dollars for a few dollars more, and the good and the bad and the ugly. The thing about it is, it does what no other trilogy has ever been quite able to do. The first movie is terrific, but the second movie is so great and takes the whole idea for a few dollars more is so great and takes the whole idea to such a bigger canvas that it obliterates the first one.
Wow.
And then the third one, Good and the Bad and the Ugly, does the same thing to the second one. And that's kind of what never happens. You'll see this big jump from the first to the second, and they don't really land the third one. But I am a big fan of the Toy Story trilogy. Right?
Toy Story.
In the
Oh,
case
yeah,
of
that's
Toy
a good one.
Story,
I was close.
The third one
I was close.
is just
I don't think
magnificent.
the
It's one of the
second
best
one is
movies
that
I've ever
much
seen.
at all.
And if you've seen the other two, then it's devastating. It's 3 years later or something. They did a fourth. and I have no desire to see it.
Right.
You literally ended the story as perfect as you could.
Yeah.
Right.
So no, I don't care if it's good.
Is he?
I'm done.
Is he smoking out of?
I am
Hans
done.
Linda's,
it can still be good, but I'm done.
He's smoking
That's
out of
a pipe.
Hans
There's only
Linda's
one-
pipe. Or was that? It's what was it, Inglorious Bastards? What's his name? The main Nazi.
Oh, it
guy.
would not surprise me at all if that's what he was smoking out of. I didn't catch
Hans
that.
Linda. Yeah, Hans Linder or whatever his name was.
Yeah. One thing about that, I kind of wish we could get back to where movies didn't have like number 2 in front of them as a sequel, and we could just name them a different name.
Oh yeah, good subtitles
People
are fun.
aren't smart enough to
But
understand
audiences
that.
are stupid. Yeah, it gets confusing for them. You know.
I mean, to be fair, while I don't like any of the Pirates films after the first one, like Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, like that's a good subtitle.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But if you told like me to put all the Pirates movies in order, I'd be like, same with Harry Potter. I'd be like, I think I
can
know.
do it with the first 3 Pirates movies. I can't. How many Pirates movies are there? There are 5.
I don't
or 6?
fucking know. I think I've only seen the first one. I think.
First for Black Pearl, Dead Man's Chest, At World's End.
I'm pretty sure I saw the one with Davy Jones, but I don't remember it.
Dead Man Tell No Tales, right? Isn't it the last one? Yeah.
See, yeah, there's Dead Man Tell No Tales, and there's another one. What would you say it was?
On Stranger Tides is number 4.
Yeah, I don't know which of those 2 is 4 and 5.
4 is on Stranger Tides, I'm pretty sure.
The Fast and the Furious movies, put those in order. It's like you got to think about it. You're like, I don't know.
No,
I know Fast 5 is part 5.
I think I can do them. Hold on. I think it's
My wife
Fast
loves
and
those
Furious,
movies.
Too Fast, Too Furious, Fast and the Furious, Tokyo Drift, The Fast and the Furious, and then from there, don't they just all have numbers? Fast 5 and then
Fast 5.
Wasn't
Yeah,
one of
it's
them
like
Fate
Furious 6 or something.
Furious 6.
Wait,
it's
is that?
weird.
Oh, is it Furious 6? Really?
So stupid.
Yeah.
It was just
I don't-
Fast
what I
7
would-
after that too.
What was that, Serranos?
Was it just Fast 7 after that?
I think so.
It was just Fast, or it was Furious 7. Never mind.
Furious
Maybe
6
it-
and
maybe
Fast
it's-
7. That sounds
yeah,
right. Or no,
I don't
wait,
know.
was Furious?
It was Furious 7, Fast and Furious 6. It was just
Eh.
called Fast and Furious 6. What?
The only one I liked was the first one, if I'm being honest.
I've only seen the first one and then the 4th one, which is
I like the fourth
Fast
one,
and
which
the
isn't bad.
Furious.
There's a riff tracks in the fourth one that's hilarious. There's
I
the
don't know,
part.
but I will say that
I
Pirates
like
of
the
the
Rock
Caribbean.
Addiction in 5 and 6 and 7.
Is he not in 8 and 9?
They just called the ninth one.
I don't know. I'm not really.
They just
Like,
called
Wait, it was just called
F9.
F9?
It's called F9, the Fast Saga.
I would never forget one time my guitar player had this roommate, and he kind of just moved in, and he was like this party guy, and he's like, let's put on a movie, and we're like, all right. He's like, you guys want to watch Fast and Furious? And we're like, all right. I haven't seen that in a long time. Rob Cohen directed Dragonheart and I think the Beethoven movie. I don't remember. But the movie comes on and he starts like reciting the movie, like
Oh
word
my
for
God.
word. I was like, this is hilarious and awkward and
Yeah.
cringe and all this at once. It's insane.
Yeah,
He was into it too.
yeah, like I'm waiting for the Fast and the Furious movie where they drift on the rings of Saturn.
Pretty sure they've already been in space.
Just play Mario Kart.
There's your crossover. Yeah, Vin Diesel has to go. I've heard of a race, and he goes into fucking
I really
Mushroom
did like-
Kingdom or whatever.
I did like 7 though, where like they were jumping between the buildings in Abu Dhabi or whatever. I was like, this is fucking ridiculous, dude. But it was so crazy that gotta respect it a little bit.
I remember when they were just racing movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Point Break with street racing.
first
It was
three.
such a, and I heard Tokyo Drift is like one of the better ones.
I've heard it's the best one.
Yeah,
Right. I've
Leon
never
got
seen
the
it.
first 3 right, which is Fast and Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, The Fast and the Furious, Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious,
Right,
which is the 4th
right.
one, Fast 5, Fast and Furious
wait.
6, Furious
Is
7.
the first one
The
the
Fate
Fast
of
and
the
Furious,
Furious.
and the
Right.
4th one is just simply Fast and Furious. There's no V's. Is that what
Exactly.
That's right.
Ah,
Exactly.
okay.
My favorite part in Fast and Furious is when Vin Diesel finds out that Paul Walker's been sleeping with his sister, and he goes and he beats the shit out of him, like pummels him in the face like 9 times, like full throated. And then the next day he goes to work, he's got like a little cut on his lip, you know? His face should be like all like distorted and fucking
Vin
red.
Diesel, man. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Yeah, dude. I mean, even just a normal sized man punching you in the face. I remember one time getting into a fight with this guy and he's like punching me in the face and I was just laughing like, you punch like a bitch. And I just like knocked. And I was like, you know, I clearly won that fight. I clearly won that fight. He's like all bleeding out of his mouth. And then the next day I had 2 huge black eyes. I was like, oh, Jesus. I was like, you know, I didn't think he was punching me that hard. Well, doesn't
You're
matter.
probably a little bit drunk, yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fate of the fate of the Furious with 8.
Jesus Christ.
F9, Fast X.
I'm gonna have Grok come up with
That's it.
50 sequel title ideas for the Fast and Furious.
Well,
yeah, just
switching gears for a moment. So things aren't good in Denmark, if you couldn't tell. Denmark Zoo asks public to donate unwanted small pets or horses to feed captive predators.
Jesus Christ.
That went dark.
Yeah, I heard about this. I thought this was in America. I'm actually relieved to find out it's happening in another country.
No, it's Denmark. A zoo in Denmark is asking the
zoos
public for
are always
donations of
sad,
unwanted small pets or horses to feed captive predators. In zoos, we have a responsibility to imitate the natural food chain of the animals in terms of both animal welfare and professional integrity. Alborg Zoo says in the post on social media, or Alborg. The zoo in northern Denmark said that chickens, rabbits, and guinea pigs are an important part of the diet of its predators. Guinea pigs?
For small ones like lizards.
Yeah,
Probably
sad.
snakes,
What,
too.
Also
guinea pigs
birds,
even
yeah,
exist in
birds.
the wild, or are they like grown in pet stores?
Well, I mean,
Like-
there's lots of rodents
Yeah.
that can basically imitate the position of a rat or something, you know.
Dude, the only thing more
What did
depressing
snakes
than like
be as well?
Hold on.
Yeah,
Our
snakes.
local rep is on the scene because he is actually one of the little
I guess
creatures
I
that we
didn't
would
say
feed to
reptiles.
them. So Dax, so how you doing?
Mic is not working.
You said
Yeah.
your mic was working.
That's so funny.
Dax, you fucked us again.
You look, let me put it this way. The only thing sad, like seeing dogs and cats in cages like that is sad. The only thing,
Oh,
heard something.
it's working.
I heard a
Sounded
wailing.
underwater. You sound underwater right now.
You sound underwater. There's audio, so we made
It sounds like your
improvements.
microphone is under a pillow and you're in another side of the room.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick while you guys take care of this.
Well, like I was saying, the only thing sadder than a dog or a cat or something like that in a cage is a fucking tiger, you know, or something. Like it's always depressing zoos, and they smell, and yeah, they're always just scraping by the poor animals, man. It's bad enough they live in concrete terrariums, but yeah, then they have to eat, you know, our fucking scraps. I think
I'm gonna
zoos
guess
are one-
I think they're lying about euthanization. I'm pretty sure they just toss them in the cage and have them just go.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, man. I mean, what was it? Tiger King. We were talking about Tiger King earlier.
Yeah.
That was one of the things. Was like what he was feeding these tigers. You know, he was just getting all this like all these chickens and random shit donated. You know, he's just doing whatever he could.
I think they just like uploaded on like some site like Live Leak, you know.
Yeah.
Dog falls into tiger cage.
Well,
You'll never believe what happens.
think
next.
about it.
Like,
That's
we have
something you could do.
clothes.
You could set up. You could set up like a YouTube channel with all your animal videos of all your animals doing stuff. And theoretically, if it does well, you know, you could get plenty of. You can get money if your animals are cute enough and viral enough or something. I don't know.
It's like the warthog enclosure has been closed till further notice.
Yeah.
On the other side, though, the tigers and lions are doing quite well, though, because we fed them the other day. You know.
But yeah, like the whole animal thing, I don't understand because some animals you could just feed them pieces. Basically, you could just get like half a carcass and feed that to like.
I mean, that's what they say.
crocodile.
They want to feed whole prey.
Yeah.
That's why I said I don't think they're actually euthanizing these animals like they say they are.
So they go on to say, which they need whole prey. So if you have a healthy animal that's to leave here for various reasons, feel free to donate to us. The animals are gently euthanized by trained staff and are afterwards used as fodder. The way nothing goes to waste. We ensure natural behavior, nutrition, and well-being for our predators. The zoo site accepts donated rabbits, guinea pigs, chickens on weekdays between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. Bro, why such a small window? If you're in such desperate need that you're asking people's pets, why are you like, we have a 3-hour window to bring it here. Otherwise, wrap that shit up. We got stuff to do. Like,
What if there's like one guy who works there? He's like lying about them eating animals, and he just wants like a baked chicken.
Chicken for me. You just gotta butcher it.
No more than 4 at a time.
I don't think they're euthanizing them either. Seriously, that'd be so fucking funny.
This lady just comes in with a bucket of cats.
I don't know why a bucket of cats is diabolical.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. Imagine feeding like little cats to tigers and stuff. That's like cannibalism and shit.
Oh, you must be psychic or something, because there you go.
It also accepts horses for feeding its animals, which it says on its website are euthanized by a zookeeper and a veterinarian. Bro, horses are so many thousands of dollars. Who's just all like, yeah, I don't want this horse anymore. Let's go give it to the zoo so the lion can eat it.
I'm donating a horse to the zoo. Yeah.
Can you? Is that a tax write-off? I donated my horse. Like,
I donated.
Gotta be.
They have to be valuable enough for that, right? Yeah,
I would think.
Yeah. Horses are expensive.
I mean,
People
my
would
one
sell their
buddy-
daughters for horses and shit.
My one buddy, his job was to basically jerk off the thoroughbreds.
Oh my god.
No.
Cool.
Oh, it gets even better though. Horses to be donated for animal food must not have been treated for illness in at least a month. So it's okay if they're sick. They just can't have been treated within the month. Are subject to size restrictions. The zoo
Oh yeah, it
on the
does say
website.
that.
They must also be in condition where it is safe for them to be transported. Given the horse as a donation, and the donor can receive a tax deduction for its value. Oh, this is
makes sense.
amazing.
It's all coming together.
So this isn't the first Danish zoo to trigger international criticism. In 2014, the Copenhagen Zoo killed a 2-year-old giraffe to prevent inbreeding, despite an online petition to save the animal. Stabbed and performed an autopsy of the carcass and fed remains to lions and visitors as visitors watched.
Cool.
Wait, run that by me again.
They euthanized a 2-year-old giraffe. And then they performed an autopsy on the carcass and fed the remains to the lions during visiting hours and let people watch.
That's what I'm saying. I want to see that shit.
I mean, is there like popcorn at these events? You know, like what was the food situation like?
I mean, where I live, you can get popcorn at the zoo. Absolutely.
Because you can feed it to.
I mean, it depends on where you live. Is it white enough for them to not be throwing popcorn in the exhibit or not?
Let's see. There was another one. Let me find it. Top 10 anime. All right, hold on. I think I found it. Yes. All right. Golden age of censorship begins. Top 10 anime we need to attack now while the iron is hot. So these are a list of the top 10 anime that apparently need censorship because we are in the golden age of censorship.
I know what those two on the right are.
I mean, this feels like a parody article.
I'm wondering. I haven't read it yet, so I'm curious. Recently, the world finally began a real major push for a safe internet haven for everyone, both neglected children and unassuming adults. Payment processors, including Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, have already forced Steam and itch to delist thousands of games. Started with the NSFW. We can rest assured they're planning to get on other problematic ones soon. Yeah, this might be parody. Potentially harmful to children, can basically apply to quite literally anything. Disclaimer, this article discusses topics that includes words that may be unsuited for minors. Please refrain from reading below if you're under the legal age in your country and come back to the article when you are not. Some sarcasm may pass. Okay, all right, good. It is parody. All right. Redo of Healer. We're going to pretend that this isn't parody and see what all is on here.
I mean, isn't it actually really hardcore though?
Yeah. Redo of Healer? Oh, it's very hardcore. Yeah.
Cool.
Do you know the premise of Redo of Healer?
Yeah, I've heard bits and pieces from people watching it, you know, and it just sounds insane. But yeah, I just like how this is a big list of like animes I need to check out soon. Someone was joking that if I make a like on my show, they were joking like if something happens, I need to do a react, not a watch along, but a react to Bible Black, and also I'm not allowed to know anything about it. So, so Bible Black is on this list. Like, I don't want to read any of it.
Yeah, honestly, that needs to happen. Like,
honestly, it's popular enough. It probably will be.
Let's see.
Cool.
Yeah,
Might want to do that shit on Rumble.
I think it was Peter Venkman was the one who suggested it. She's like, I was
yes,
joking.
it was Peter Venkman.
I'm like, it's happening.
Prison
Astro says,
school.
I love redo of healer. God damn it.
Am I the only one
Prison
that hated
School.
prison
What
school?
the hell is prison
Prison
school?
school is great.
I think Prison School. Hold on, is it the one I think it is? That was actually on my want to watch list. If it's the one
It's
I
on
think it is. Let me-
Crunchyroll, yeah.
Pretty sure when you were going through the anime, Cindy said she didn't like it.
Yeah.
Hold on, is it?
Saving all these on a list.
Yeah, I think Prison School is actually on my want to watch list, but I haven't seen it yet. So
How much you bet Goblin Slayer is going to be on this shit?
Yeah,
I'll
probably.
give you one.
Is Goblin Slayer
maybe.
hardcore?
Oh,
Not. I mean, it does.
Yeah.
it's the first episode is hardcore.
Yeah, it really doesn't have much beyond that, other
High
than just
school
the implication.
DxD.
I mean, if you
High
read
school
the manga,
DxD.
Jiggling.
And then one of your favorites, Paul, which I've grown quite a fan of, High School DxD. Lot of titties in this one. Lot of titties in this one.
So many titties.
Demon titties.
Giggity.
Elfin Lead.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
That makes sense, yeah.
Elfin lied? What?
Maybe it is lied. I assumed
I'm
lead.
pretty sure it's
because-
leave.
I think it's
don't know.
Lead.
Say that.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Naked telekinetic murder girls. Okay.
Yeah,
Goblin
yeah.
Slayer.
There is here.
Know how to call it.
Hold on. I wonder if I'll get hit for copyright if I show you just the opening scene of Elfin Lead. You know what? You guys have
If
been
you don't
very
play-
generous.
if you don't
with your
play the
donations.
music,
I
it
don't
should be
think it'll
fine.
matter.
Yeah,
What?
if you don't play music, it shouldn't get caught.
All right.
Just mute it.
Enzo's getting ready for it.
Hold on. Let me. All right. Which one should we do? Should we do the puppy scene or the opening scene?
I haven't seen anything of it.
Dealer's choice.
All right. Here we go. We'll.
Do the
I don't
opening.
remember which one's better, so I'm just gonna roll the dice on this one.
I've always been a fan of the opening scene, but
Same.
Yeah, also that won't
Yeah.
spoil as much, maybe. Oh, no, dog scene? Okay.
So I've got it muted, but yeah, you'll. I won't say do the opening. All right, we'll do the opening. The opening's got titties. That's probably why they're saying that. We'll do the opening. Fuck.
Are we allowed to show anime titties? Probably, right?
I
Who
don't
cares?
see why not.
It should be fine.
It's anime.
Yeah, it's not real.
Let's see.
It's art.
It's like 3 hours deep.
It is very artistic.
I've snuck a few titties on my channel here and there, and nothing's happened. So
Yeah, I mean, I like how worse the video itself gets restricted, but who cares about that?
some channels I'm surprised they don't get banned. Some dude streamed an entire was it mod for Doom that was like a porn game.
yeah. So I think with
yeah,
art,
what are
H
I forget
Doom.
what that one is? Yeah. so
yeah, I think with
got it.
illustrations it's okay, and also with
Titties.
movies it seems to be all right. Whoa, awesome. That guy had high blood pressure.
God damn, dude.
Yay! So psychic murder bots, murder chicks, is that?
I think she's pretty human. Seems like it, but yeah, she got mind powers for sure.
I don't even remember. The anime doesn't even finish adapting the manga, right?
No, it does not.
Yeah.
So yep,
Rad.
that's literally how the show opens.
The only thing I've seen
Yes.
is gory as that is what's it called? Samurai X, which is the prequel to Rurouni Kenshin.
But that one's
I,
actually.
I'm not gonna.
amazing,
I wouldn't actually put it down as gory. Something like The Thing is pretty gory, and it's not
Yeah.
like the gory horror movie. It's very
Attack on
bloody.
Titan is
Very
Like-
bloody.
pretty fucked up opening.
With violence in anime, I'm that seems pretty standard
So
issue. But like,
yeah.
like the
I
stuff
guess
I heard with
it's
Rito the
an
Healer is like
episode,
people getting like raped with red hot pokers and stuff. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, like
Yeah.
that's the crazy shit I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's just hardcore.
Demon orgies and stuff like that. That's
Also, the show that's like very objectionable, maybe not as like insane as Redo of Healer, would be Gushing Over Magical Girls. More objectionable.
Gushing Over Magical. That's not what I was saying. So, but no, Enzo will be interested in this one. Interspecies reviewers. You
That
need
was
to
just
watch
good.
Interspecies reviewers.
Okay.
That's not even a meta thing. It's just good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you the premise. It's 2 or 3 dudes. I don't remember. It's 2 dudes, right?
It's at least 3.
Oh, it is three.
Because
So
you got the
basically
elf, you
there's
got the
this-
tall guy, and you got the whatever, the cherub.
Okay, so you've got basically a brothel of magical beasts. We're talking centaurs and angels and elves and whatnot. And it's just the three dudes trying to fuck as many monsters as they can and rate them on their bedroom
Sweet.
abilities.
Also, monster women specifically. They're all
Monster women specifically.
Or actually, not. Well, some of them are food, but like.
Wasn't this the anime that got dropped by Crunchyroll?
Yes.
Yes.
Or am I wrong?
Yeah.
This was actually one of the very first time Nux Taku got canceled was over him accidentally basically like destroying my anime list over this anime.
Yeah, because all of his fans went and voted it #1. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's straight up. It's just good. It's a
Oh,
good show.
I
It's
love
funny,
Wicked
it has
City,
Good
yeah.
animation, has a
Wicked City's
fun
great.
characters. Yeah, it's just straight up a good show.
Yeah, Wicked City is good. I got dropped from Funimation. I didn't know that.
And
Oh
they're the
yeah,
same company now.
the voice actor. Yeah, the dub got dropped. That's right. I did know that.
Yeah, they only did a couple episodes, I think.
Yeah, I think they did like the first 2 or 3.
Death Note. I
Death
tried to
Note?
watch both the live action and the anime. Couldn't finish either. I was just like, meh about it.
Wait,
Started
how
getting
far did you
stupid.
get? Did you get to 20-ish?
I have
or
no idea. I couldn't tell you. This was years ago, but I
Because
remember just
halfway
like,
through the show, it does take a twist, and I
Sure.
don't like it after that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they
Agreed.
should
It
show
goes
at the halfway
fucking
point.
crazy later in the show.
I just really didn't like what they did. They should have just ended it towards
Agreed.
See, now they're trolling
There's
real
the
hard.
parody.
And Naruto shipping in. That's a gay
I
answer.
get
But
it.
you
I
should read that one out. Let's see what they're.
All right, let's see what they have to say.
arguments
Okay,
are.
let's not. As Price would say, let's not. Let's not pretend that we have rid the world of all the obscene content described above. It's time to tackle more subtle yet equally destructive players in the game that have for decades successfully passed off as fiction and eluded authorities. The most annoying arguments I hear defending are along the lines of, it was made during a different time, or there are cultural differences between Japan and the rest of the world, or it's targeted at young males, aka shonen, the alleged demographic of the magazine. Why should content that's made in the past be exempt from our current Western standards? The ancient people from before 2000 have mostly passed on anyway, and young minds are still poisoned the ways of thinking and having fun. So what needs to be censored? Let's see. How about the sexualizing of minors? Sexy jutsu, please. For fun and jokes. Sexism of female characters revolving around male ones. Sakura with Sasuke, Hinata with Naruto, and not being as developed, potentially racism with the Cloud Village, the Komo Kagure. While Rock Lee's determination to succeed without using ninjutsu is admirable, it's also framed in a way to suggest being able-bodied is the ideal for success. His story is ultimately about overcoming perceived disability rather than embracing his limitations. This could be interpreted as ableist because it frames the idea of having a physical defect. What?
I said, God damn it.
In least cases, inability to perform ninjutsu as something that needs to be fixed or overcome to be worthwhile or valuable. We know today that we are all perfect just as we are, and there is no need for this toxic self-improvement lifestyle. Similarly, Neji is a strong believer in the concept of fate and destiny. Early in the series, he shows a nihilistic view of life, believing that those are born to certain circumstances, like him to the subjugated branch family and his lesser status in the clan, have no chance of changing their fate. The idea that you have to fight against fate to find some meaning in life might feel dismissive of the struggles of people who live with disabilities or societal oppression that are not in a position to fight against these forces. Finally, violence is often glorified. What if some minor sees Sakura punching Naruto and thinks it's okay to hit anyone? What if they go on to brutally hit some celebrity? Who will take responsibility? I sure hope it will be Masashi Kishimoto rather than some innocent parents.
I don't know if they're a professional writer or they just use Chat GPT because this is too wordy. Cut it down. Cut it down.
I mean, to be fair, if it's too wordy, they're probably a professional writer.
Demon
That's
Slayer.
what I said. It's got to be one of the two.
Yeah, Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan. All right, what's number
Anything
one?
else funny?
One Piece.
It's the
Finally, we
titties,
arrive
isn't
at the
it?
behemoth. The work of fiction that absolutely has to be canceled before it's finished. His dangerous ideas are fully scripted. Let's set aside the grossly sexualized female characters, glorified violence and abuse. Don't even say they're depicted in the proper way. We can't entirely assume minors are uneducated adults with the reading comprehension to understand what they're consuming, and promotion of alcohol and smoking through the future Pirate King's wings. One Piece is guilty of the most accounts for the previous entries here, but goes a fine step further. One Piece promotes an outrageous idea that making it deserve of being One Piece promotes an outrageous idea that makes it deserving of being the very top of this list. And as, of course, the depiction of the government and its officials. The very core of the entire work needs to be shaken. Since the main character is a law-breaking pirate, he goes around selfishly liberating islands without any concern for the fully functioning slave systems. Let me see how this may romanticize revolution. In the work, the world government is depicted as an evil entity that alters history and puts obedient pawns as leaders in all the kingdoms. It shows the 5 Gorosei, the main leaders, as operating from the shadows, and even they are only pawns of a singular entity that seems to have lived through generations. What if a child watches this and thinks the real world has a similar mechanism in place? Truly a horrifying thought. Of all the blasphemous minds alive in the world today, Echiro Oda is the one that needs to have his hard drive checked the most. I know it's completely worthless and already available, but I'd be willing to bet my entire personal information and freedom to an investigation into his devices would show damning evidence this man reads history books and tries to think freely. Might even need to be locked up if he refuses to make the world government the good guys to be a more accurate depiction of reality. I hope it's not too late to make One Piece some device that enslaves the people and make them mindlessly listen to its owner. Then the entire world will be at peace. And everyone who dares question something like 30 to 55% taxes on anything they earn can be completely locked up. Do what's right. This article is based.
I like that he chose not even just like anything absurd, just like the current tax values.
Oda should be locked up for his female characters' waistlines.
Like the other ones, it could be, you could see like that it's not trolling. This one is full on fucking of people.
I missed this earlier, by the way. Zax, member for 8 months. Thank you so much for still watching, Zax. I don't get BJs from applicants anymore. Almost never.
Oh, jeez.
Goddamn outrage.
Demon Carol for a 2-banger. Interspecies reviewer is fine. Best intro. You mean like the intro song and whatnot? It's fine. I don't got any issues with it. It comes up my head as one of the best. All right, here's your clip, guy.
Y'all can clip me all you want. I think Alyssa Mercante has a nice ass, but I guarantee you she doesn't shave her armpits. So I'm good.
I mean, you know, if she doesn't shave her pits, she definitely doesn't shave the bush.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the one I was surprised at that wasn't mentioned was Devilman.
Right, I know Devilman. Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't bring up Devil Woman.
Oh yes.
Wait, is that really a thing, Devil Woman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about
It also
Deadman Wonderland?
I actually saw it just the other day because I was looking at an anime released in 1998.
Deadman Wonderland are really fighting with blood.
Yeah, but most of the like some of these animes that you guys are talking about, like I think they could work as like very violent R-rated movies. But then there's like these animes that it's like you could not do that in a movie. Like they would get theatrical run.
Yeah,
no
right.
way. Those are the ones I'm interested in. The not necessarily hentai, but you know, borderline hentai is cool with like extreme gore and fucked up stuff. You know, those are the ones I'm looking for. I'm hearing Bible Black is like that.
Yeah, this is also a genuine counterpart to Devilman, like straight up. Yeah. I believe it's the same author, but it is
it
connected.
Go Nagai? Yeah. I think it's Violence Jack, Devilman, and
Violent Jack is great.
And Devil Woman. And I might be missing.
Right. It's a good Marty Robbins song, Devil Woman.
So this is the next thing. I apologize for nothing. So shitlibs are policing other shitlibs for criticizing Sydney Sweeney ad while not wearing COVID masks. Yes, this is real. Prepare, guys.
Good genes passed on to offspring. That American Eagle ad with Sydney Sweeney is literally overt eugenics. I know you don't want to hear this, but if you want to talk about how that ad is promoting eugenics, which it absolutely is,
it's really weird that she was doing a voiceover.
Yeah, I was about to say the voiceover is weird, but even weird, and then she's got that snow song playing too in the background, Snowfall or whatever the hell it's called.
I find this to be beautiful because I did watch this in advance, and yeah, hold on a sec. Just wait for our argument. It's great.
About how choosing not to wear a mask when you can during an ongoing pandemic because you're okay with a certain subset of people, primarily disabled people of color, dying for your own comfort is also eugenics. Just the more normalized kind.
See,
bye.
I'm at the point where like this, are we sure this isn't parody also or some form of like
it feels like parody.
Even if they believe it, like they're amping it up to get like that engagement, you know? Like you know, there's no like I can't believe this person's real.
I'm Cuban, so you know, we hate a couple of those other races, you know.
It really feels just a perfect example of Poe's Law, indistinguishable from a parody.
Let me read this real quick Fudo Jun is a beautiful supermodel who was idolized by many. She also has a dark secret not everyone knows about at first. For within her veins runs the genes that hold the next step of evolution of mankind. The same blood as the beast-like superhumans that terrorize the city. Unlike the rest of them, though, Jun has managed to hold a tenuous grip on her humanity, and she is recruited by mysterious Asuka Ran, a member of a secret organization within the government aimed at controlling, if not eliminating, these berserk destroyers of mankind. Huh.
Yeah,
Jun
it
is
sounds
the
like
Devil
it
Man
has
lady.
a very, very similar story to the original Devil Man.
Yeah, it's just Devil Man, but with a woman, it sounds like.
Well,
I'll say I didn't really like Devil Man that much.
I mean, in chronological order, Devil Man Lady, I think, is supposed to be like partially near the end. It's supposed to be partially after the events of Devil Man.
So would that be like the reincarnated universe then?
Not really. Like,
didn't he destroy the entire world at the end of Devil Man?
Yeah, but they explain it more in the manga. Basically, there's alternate worlds. Basically,
I mean, considering Planned Parenthood was created by a eugenicist, I would imagine that they're on the same page, CMH90. But I've been waiting for Neon Leon to share this. I've avoided watching it. One Piece, if it was done in the 80s.
It is AI, isn't it?
Why were they doing 90s techno music?
Actually, wait. Well, I mean, the music is altered, but I think the original song is like 80s.
The original song is super 80s as is, so you know.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, because it gets copyright claimed or something.
Could be it.
That might be the reason.
Okay, never mind. 79, close. 1 year off.
Yeah. Yeah, but this whole house music stuff is like early 90s. That's cool.
Frankie looks awesome.
Yeah,
this is the
basically
best character redesign yet.
Yeah, it's basically like from Cowboy Bebop, really.
I like this character design.
Shanks looks exactly the same.
He does.
That is not the same character. That doesn't look at all like her.
Hello, looks good. Wallace. Wow! That man's making guns out like a faggot. Yeah, I'm with you, Melissa. Like, I miss when anime looked like that.
I mean, what is
I think like if you give it to a
looks
real
like,
artist, they'd probably give you a better interpretation of a more accurate 80s style. 'Cause
I miss
think
the
it stayed a
Macarena.
little bit. It stayed a little bit too close, to, like the actual just original style
Yeah.
of One Piece. It like
I think it's
a lot of it looked like it was more putting a filter
character
over
design, but not the
Yeah.
original art style. If that makes sense.
because the characters would look, if you actually changed the art style to a true like 80s art style, it wouldn't look as close to the originals.
Yeah. Like what was it? Mihawk looks like was it Vampire Hunter D? I don't know if you guys have seen.
Well, I mean, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
basically all these stuff it takes is going to be taking inspiration from something else. It's kind of like meshing these two together. Take the original One Piece thing, and then take something that looks close enough, and it starts to like mix pieces together.
Ezra, you're absolutely wrong. He says I hate One Piece. I mean, I guess you could be correct that you hate One Piece, but no,
I mean, we can't argue with the fact that you hate One Piece. That's that's evidently true.
This Naruto and Bleach over One Piece, not even close. Not even close. Like,
and that's
the
coming
writing
from-
in One Piece is
Watch it.
look, I get people can like Bleach better or whatnot because I know that's your favorite, but the writing in One Piece is literally probably some of the best writing of the 21st century. It's
I think there's a lot more case for Naruto being better than Bleach.
Yeah.
If we're gonna be taking one of the two, I think I'm gonna make the case Naruto is probably better than Bleach.
I mean, if I'm gonna take on the whole on Bleach in general, I think the anime, like the Thousand Blood War, is doing a lot better than the manga because Kubo is changing things that he didn't like in the manga.
I mean, the new Blood War like anime is basically not entirely, but it's like way different. It's like not even
Ezra, not only is the One Piece writing not mediocre, it's again not even from manga, just some of the best writing ever. But you kind of lost any and all valid opinions when you said you like Endymion. I don't know that I can trust
your
anything
opinion,
you say when you
opinion.
said you're an Endymion fan. So
I'll give the Family Guy answer, but when you're talking about the
it
Godfather
insists upon
for
itself, is that fair to say?
yes, it insists upon itself. One Piece insists upon
not
itself.
care for One Piece.
Yo, One Piece.
Yeah.
It insists in itself, Lois.
Yep.
Anything anybody got they want to post or go over before we start wrapping here in a couple minutes?
Yeah. Like another anime should have been like. Serranos, did you ever watch Freezing?
No.
No. A
I
lot of
don't even know
new
if I
that
put it on
too.
my list. I just wasn't that interested. Maybe I will.
It's just it's not very good. I'm just.
Yeah,
It has a lot of nudity as well. So
yeah, I didn't even put it on my list going back for anime and stuff. I didn't really have much interest. Yeah. Oh man, it was received terribly. It's like a 62% overall.
yeah, it was really weird.
Well, speaking of this, like, what did everyone think of the retelling of Trigun?
I liked it
didn't
a lot.
even try and watch it. I won't
I
lie.
did not watch it
I would genuinely recommend it. Yeah.
Is it still voiced by Johnny?
No.
The dub,
Maybe
no?
it was. I didn't watch the dub.
Serranos purist, and I respect it.
And I just don't have a reason to watch the dub, but if especially if it's gonna be coming out like weeks later and then it gets delayed some, it's like it's just not worth my time when I can watch it
Yeah,
a couple days after.
I only watch the dub if it's being simulcast, and that's because like I go to a lot of conventions. I want to meet if I'm going to be meeting voice actors and whatnot. I want to be familiar with their work and stuff to that effect. But like 9 times out of 10, I like sub and dub. It depends on what it is. But like to this day, I've never seen all of Dragon Ball Super dub.
Okay, he
I've
did
watched some of
reprise
the
his
skip
role.
episodes,
Johnny
but-
Young Botch did come back. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, nice. All right.
What was that?
He said, I stopped about halfway through, didn't find myself wanting to come back. I'm not sure what he's referring to.
One Piece, probably.
I mean, well, he said I saw season 2 of that, so I don't.
I think he's
don't know
talking about
that.
freezing. I think that was about
Freezing, maybe.
Was there season 2 of that?
Yeah, there was. It was.
Okay, he's
yeah.
probably talking about freezing because that's when
I
that came in. Then the comic.
I fundamentally disagree with Todd here. He says, I've been watching One Piece since 07. Let's be fair, I've been reading it since 01 and watching it since 03. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. I recommend the other two. It's just too long. For one, Naruto's insanely long.
Yeah,
Bleach
Naruto's
is
way too
long.
long.
Is One Piece longer? Yeah, but here's the dealio. My roommate who had never seen One Piece at all a day in his life loved the live action so much. He started the original from episode 1. He's now caught up. We watch it weekly. Like the people that like it are gonna keep going with it. Length of something should have nothing to do with it. There's people that to this day have never read Wheel of Time, but they will start it and they'll go through all of it, even though it's
just don't watch the Amazon one.
I recommend what you think is better, not just because something's shorter. Like I'm not going to recommend Bleach or One Piece if I think One Piece is better.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't that the excuse a lot of people give for One Piece though? Like I don't want to read all those episodes.
It's like 1,000 episodes, something like that.
Yeah. But that being said, if it's 1,000 episodes of like insanely good storytelling, there's a reason it's the second highest selling manga of all time after going for 20 years because like it keeps people coming back. But that being said, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up. We've hit the 3-hour mark, and I've got a stream at 1 p.m. tomorrow. So we're gonna start with you, Kalika. Tell the people who you are and what you do.
Well, I like I said, I pretty much lurk around and I post and mainly in Leon and Cindy's chat. But like I might post some videos on my YouTube channel. Like if you go on there, I haven't like uploaded in like 8 years, I think.
Paul, what about you? Tell the people who you are, what you do, where you can find you, the whole 9. Follow Paul on X if he ever starts posting again because he used to post some bangers. You get a lot of hits.
I do have a question. if you're allowed to say, where has Cindy been? Is she okay?
Yeah, she's
She had that
okay.
surgery, right?
She was supposed. So she thought that she'd be good after a week. It turns out she needs more time. I'll say what I know I'm allowed to say. I don't know how much
She had
further I
some
can go.
kind of surgery, is all I know. So.
She had a surgery that she thought was a minor surgery. After about a week of bed rest, she was supposed to do. Doc was like, "No, you still need to be on bed rest." So she's like, "Well, I hope I can come back next week." Then she actually was mentioning to me earlier that she wanted to come on tonight, but she just can't. So yeah, Cindy, she's not giving up. She will be back. She's been messaging me about video ideas and stream ideas. She just literally has to finish recovering from her surgery. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's better that she do what it is for
when
her
you get
health
old,
first.
it's
So, yeah,
harder to
her
come
and I
back from
still
injury.
talk almost
Like,
every day, and she's itching to get back to making content.
you just gotta rest sometimes, especially if you're born in the 19th century.
So I am Paul. I am Leon's IRL best friend. We hang out a couple times a week, or a couple times a month. Sorry, hanging out, doing whatever. And I will always be lurking on Leon streams, a lot of the Cabal streams as well. Like, I don't know if Hypno is part of the Cabal, but Hypno, New Blackstreet, Foxy Moxie, stuff like that. Cinny. And yeah, because I'm trying to support my boy.
You love to see it. Thank you so much. Trust me, you have no idea how much that means to me. Enzo, where can we find you, and when will it be Sunday?
So wait, how are you getting this titty milk ice cream? Are you order it online or?
I'm gonna have to order it online.
Cool.
Oh, I thought you already
I'm gonna
had
ban
it.
you for a week.
No,
Enzo,
I didn't have it.
I'm
Why
gonna ban
now?
you.
Why would I order it for? Dude, it's 12 or 13 bucks a pint with a minimum of 2 orders. So I was like, I want to make sure that we.
How much is like a shipping? I'm sure it's gonna ship immediately.
Your
cold or
best
whatever.
friend loves titties, so I will obviously eat the breast milk ice cream, bro.
I need to know whose titties it came from. Like that's important.
Premium Irish.
Are you gonna have to pay like $40 for the Sydney Sweeney?
I mean, I just don't want it to be from some, AIDS-riddled crack whore with a bunch of abortions and all this titty milk to spare. So, that's think about it.
Also,
I would
Leon,
hope it was
you should
not
bury
AIDS
bleach,
milk.
come up with something else to bring him in, and then you just give him
it's
some
cow
ice cream.
milk.
And pretend it's
Boo.
it's not even part of the thing.
So
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna tell him what it is. Just be like, yo, Cookies, I need your help real quick. It was like, hey, I need you to eat this with me. Like, yeah.
No, you gotta do something else first, and then you do that after, because he already has it in his head, like, oh, there's something gonna be happening.
If you ever had real titty milk, it's pretty
I
sweet.
can't let him see what it is. I can't let it just be sitting there melting.
Titty
Well, no,
milk
you
has got
just go
this
get it after,
sweetness
yeah.
to it, which is cool. The real stuff. But anyway, yeah, Sunday I guess we'll be doing a Tales from the Dork Side Griftgasm stream because next week I'll be in Chicago doing some gigs the next weekend, and then I'll fly back. So try to earn some super chats and stuff Sunday. We'll talk about topics and things and do like more of a old school news style show as opposed to just watching weird crap, because we finished watching Baywatch Nights, so we'll just chill to have a nice chat with the chat on Sunday night. And then Wednesday's movie is going to be another fantasy flick. This one has a lot more titties that I had to censor, but you can see it on YouTube, whatever. It's called Sorceress, and it was pretty cool.
God.
So yeah, it wasn't as good as Willow, obviously, that me and Leah watched last week. Willow was fun, but yeah, we're gonna be doing a few other fantasy.
Which, by the
films.
way, when you saw
weapons, dude.
Okay, we'll talk about this for a few minutes, for a couple minutes, then we'll finish our outros.
Well, here's the thing: all my usually my rewatches have something to do with a movie that's coming out. Sometimes that happens. Big movies, I'll watch something similarly. I just pulled Willow out of the ass. And then Weapons makes a huge joke where, not a joke, but it's a funny moment where the crackhead is raiding a house and he's like, "Oh, Willow!" on DVD. Score.
What I was going to ask was, did you see it at an Alamo Draft House?
I did not. I watched
So
it at the.
I did. So part of the pre-show included the Willow trailer. So I was like,
Hell
"What
yeah.
the fuck, Willow?" So I
does that do
knew
here?
that Willow was going to be involved in
That
Weapons
must have been a
somehow,
trick.
because the pre-show always has to do with something
Yeah,
related to
yeah.
the film. And I was like, okay, so somehow Willow is going to relate to Weapons, and I don't know how. So yeah, when the crackhead grabs the DVD, he's like, "Willow, nice," and I was
Nice.
like, "That's how."
That's good. Yeah, Willow's fun, man. And that was a long one too. So yeah, Sorceress is another 90-minute schlock film. Like I said, with a lot of boobage. And we had fun watching. I watched it with Proctophile and Blue Collar Loser, so that was cool. But yeah, other than that, my channel, just check it out. It's weird shit. If you like Come Town and E-Fat movies, Mr. Science Theater, Best of the Worst, that kind of crap.
Yeah, you guys should watch Primitive War when it comes out.
I want to see that. I do. There was on the list. There's something called Pterodactyl with Coolio that I want to watch. It's very similar to what the Primitive War sounds like, but with a pterodactyl, obviously. So
Yeah, but did you watch War of the Worlds with Ice Cube?
dude, I almost watched it 2 weeks ago, and then like a week later, everyone's like, "It's the worst movie ever," and I skimmed it, and I was like, "This is all taking place on a computer. That's weird."
Yeah,
now I
this
do.
is-
Now I should
oh,
rewatch
yeah.
it.
That's the gimmick. Yeah,
mean-
I plan on watching it.
I heard it's a
Is it-
giant Amazon commercial too, where it's like everything is like saved by ordering things on Amazon,
Oh man.
and it's an
What if
Amazon movie.
What if it's just like a giant commercial for Amazon drop shipping?
That's what they think it is because
Amazon drop shipping with real drop ships dropping bombs.
I was hearing some criticisms about it, though, saying that Ice Cube cannot act, and I was like, dude, he's fantastic in the 21 Jump Street movies, especially 22 Jump Street, with the whole
I think
you're
Ice
having
Cube
sex with the
can't act.
captain's
He's
daughter
been a
thing.
successful actor for years now, so Ice Cube is a fine actor. This might be a bad movie,
Anaconda, the snake's out there and it's big. You can really believe that he's asking that question.
We
He's
can't bring Ice Cube without the clip. We can't bring him up without the clip, man.
Yeah.
Which clip?
You know what it is.
Well, I'm wondering. If
There's
you're
only
thinking
one clip. You can.
I'm
play
wondering
it,
if you're thinking Ice T, not Ice Cube.
No, it's the same guy.
It's not the same
Are you
guy.
talking
I'll
about
bring up the
gay?
clip. You're thinking
Is
of
that what you're
Ice
thinking of?
T.
Yeah.
That's Ice
Same guy,
T.
isn't it?
No.
Wait, do they look different actually?
Yes, Ice
They
Cube was in
wildly
Anaconda and Friday.
'Cause I
Ice
don't think I
Ice-T is in
Law and Order
Law and Order.
SVU.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. So you're thinking of Ice T, which is this actor
Yeah.
right here. But we'll
That's
go ahead.
gotta be
We'll
the same
play the
people.
clip.
It's close enough.
Ironically enough, everyone uses this clip. I've never played it on my channel before
You
because everyone else
can't.
does it. But I will now.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
He looks the same to me.
That's the best part.
Wait,
the look.
It doesn't even have
Wouldn't
the
they could
like,
buy,
berserk
if
music.
anything?
I just assumed it would. I didn't even listen.
No,
to it.
no. That music is like an edit that FNT
I
did
know.
or whatever. That was the original music.
I thought that one. I thought that would be the one with the edit music, though.
No.
No,
That's how I felt when
Ice T. And
That's how I
so
felt when
you're
I see
thinking-
the Quantum Leap
I don't
I'm
know, I thought they
retarded
were the
clip
same
with
guy.
the Berserk music. I'm like, oh my god, it's such an improvement with the
They
Berserk
both
music.
have ice in their name. How am I supposed to tell them apart?
No, this is Ice
Don't forget
Cube.
Vanilla Ice. Yeah.
Oh no, Vanilla Ice is like insanely white. I know that's a different guy.
Robert Van Winkle is not
Yeah.
insanely white.
He isn't.
He
I
is
am-
very insanely white. Yes.
I am strongly trying not to make a joke here.
Thursday.
Just make it.
Yeah.
I thought they all looked the same.
Well, that's nothing. That's we had that joke all
I've
the
said
time.
worse
The
already.
build up was so much better than the joke. Damn it! If you just said it, that'd been one thing. America's Most Wanted still good. All right, so I'll tell people who you are and what you do.
I'm strong. So make racist jokes on Leon's podcast. I try to do it more often than him, but I'm not really capable of doing that. He tries really hard.
Hey,
I like anime. I like video games. I like playing video game demos. I do those every couple months. I don't have anything else coming out right now.
what's the difference between a black and a Jew? How they steal your money? I'm sorry.
Got
I'm
him.
sorry.
See, that
That's a
was
joke,
better.
all right? It's a joke.
Yeah.
Pokemon World Championship next weekend. I'll be
I
busy.
got black people there.
I mean, you can
Yeah.
do the old school one, which is like, what's the difference between a Jew and a canoe? Canoe tips.
Last but not least, you got me. And guys, first of all, thank you so much for getting us to tier 3. Hadn't happened in a couple of weeks. So again, I can't say thank you enough. Truly appreciate it. Especially for those of you that came in and just dropped mad memberships. You all are absolutely insane. Thank you so much. It is Truly appreciated. For those of you that can't or don't and just hang out, that's A-okay as well, because I mean, a lot of y'all's chats really drove the conversation during that Cult Classic Cage reaction. Beyond that, I'll be doing the lunch hour, same as I always do on Saturdays. For those of you that don't know or whatnot, for the last 2 weeks, I've been streaming. I now stream every day. So on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, I have a 1 o'clock stream called Leon's Lunch Hour, where we go over just news of the day, reaction videos, things like that. And then videos every day. I have a video coming out tomorrow about how journalists are mad that Wednesday isn't gay and Wednesday. I shit you not. There's multiple articles about it. I didn't cherry pick. Like, there's so many. I chose 2, but there's so many. So yeah, check that out. Check out the Millie Matt video if you haven't. And at the very end, Demon Carol for a 5-banger. What's the difference between Batman and a black man? Batman comes out without Robin.
You said Batman. The Batman.
Batman. I got Midwest West mouth. Like,
Leon, how much to get you to eat one of these discharge cupcakes? Like, what is the goal there? Not at all. You don't have a price?
I will. I mean, not anything that I think the chat would be able to afford.
$10,000. Yeah, $1,000 tier goal right there.
Man,
ABF. Call ABF.
if in one single stream we could do a thou wow, sure, I'd do it. I guess.
Okay. Well, you said
How would you even go about procuring those? Though?
Yeah, we have our number.
We could put Discord. We could put videos in the Discord of it actually being made, so you know it's legit.
Oh man!
Cupcakes.
I know now that it could never work between us. Not because you're a rabbit, but because you're black.
$1,000.
But yeah, like
1,000 in a single stream.
I'll eat one with you out of solidarity. All right.
It shouldn't be that hard to make, right?
Provide the discharge, Leon. Who's that going to be?
You know what? We're wrapping up. Let me see. Is there any golden site that we need to raid? Give me a moment. Let me see if there's anyone going the site that we need to raid, and then we're wrapping.
Let's see.
Up. All right.
Dudicus is streaming. He's playing Kingdom Hearts right now.
Yeah, hit up Dudicus.
If there's anybody else that we can raid, and then there's no one else live.
I think Howdy's asleep.
Any other game that is
in my subscription is just you and Dudicus.
I'm pretty sure Piranha Pouts is asleep.
Yeah, we're gonna raid games. They're awesome.
I'll talk to you after the stream.
Yeah. Sounds good. All right, sending everybody to Melee Games. Drop in on their stream and say Vital Idol Raid. We're out of here. Till next time, it's all here in the Nerve Sphere, and this has been Words of Paradise.